Zen Stories for Sleep Vertical Bar. The Willow's Whisper, Finding Peace in Uncertainty, Section 1. The Willow Tree's Lesson. A young monk learns flexibility from a willow tree during a fierce storm. Hey guys, tonight we're going to explore some timeless Zen stories that have helped people find peace and relaxation for centuries. If your mind's been racing all day, these tales might gently pull you back to the stillness waiting within. You might imagine the sound of soft wind in the trees or the hush of a quiet temple garden, where even the air seems to breathe calmly. In our busy lives, it's easy to forget that calm isn't out there. It's already yours to uncover. So before you get comfortable, take a moment to like the video and subscribe, but only if you genuinely enjoy what I do here. And let me know in the comments where you're watching from and what time it is there. I love seeing our little Zen circle spread across the world. Now, dim the lights, maybe turn on a fan for that soft background hum, and let's ease into tonight's journey together. You sit beneath a willow tree at the edge of a quiet pond. The branches sway gently in the breeze, their thin green fingers trailing in the water. The air smells sweet and earthy after a passing rainstorm. You can almost hear the earth exhale, as if it too is relieved the storm has passed. But there's still a restlessness inside you, like a current tugging just beneath the surface. Maybe today didn't go as planned, or maybe your thoughts just won't stop circling, tugging you in a dozen directions at once. A Zen monk appears in your mind's eye, a gentle figure dressed in simple robes, carrying nothing but a staff. He smiles softly, as though he knows what's been on your mind all along. Come, he says, gesturing to the willow. Let me tell you what this tree taught me once when I too was full of worry. Long ago in a mountain temple, there was a young novice named Hiroshi. He worked hard every day, fetching water, sweeping the stone paths, tending the fire. But inside, Hiroshi was stiff with anxiety. He feared doing something wrong, feared falling short of the expectations the elder monks seemed to set. One afternoon, as thunderclouds gathered, the abbot called Hiroshi to his side. "Walk with me," the old man said. "The storm is coming." They strolled to the edge of the temple grounds, where a willow tree grew near a rushing stream. The wind had begun to howl. "Tell me," said the abbot, pointing to the willow, "what do you see?" "I see a tree," Hiroshi replied, uncertain. "Yes, but watch closely." A sudden gust tore through the valley. The willow bent low, its branches nearly sweeping the ground. Hiroshi flinched, expecting the tree to snap, but when the wind eased, the willow stood upright again, unharmed. "Do you understand?" asked the abbot. Hiroshi shook his head. "The willow does not resist," the abbot said softly. "It bends. It flows with the storm. That is why it survives, while the rigid pine often cracks under pressure." Hiroshi stared at the tree. He realized how tightly he held his own body, shoulders stiff, fists, clenched breath shallow. "You must learn to bend," the abbot continued. "Your fear makes you rigid. Life's winds will come and go, but if you can sway like the willow, you will not break." That night, Hiroshi lay in his futon, listening to the rain drumming on the roof. He let his breath deepen, let his muscles soften. As he drifted toward sleep, he imagined himself swaying like the willow, rooted yet supple. And for the first time in weeks, he felt the knots inside him loosen. You picture the monk's face now, the way his eyes crinkled in kindness as he shared this story. Perhaps he whispers, "You can try it too." Feel your shoulders soften, feel your jaw unclench. Let the winds of thought pass through you. You don't have to hold them so tightly. You listen to the breeze outside your own window. It rustles the leaves gently like the willow tree bowing to the night. The sound feels like nature's own lullaby, doesn't it? Zen masters might ask, what happens when you stop resisting the storms in your mind? Would the thoughts pass more quickly if you didn't fight them? As you ponder this, the monk's voice fades into the hush of the evening, leaving you with a simple instruction. Be the willow. You don't have to be strong in the way you thought. Strength is in yielding. You sit in this quiet awareness, the air heavy with peace. And now we let this story ripple gently into the next. Section 2. The Tea Master's Calm. A nervous samurai discovers inner stillness through a tea ceremony. The air feels softer now, as though the world itself has exhaled with you. The willow still sways in your mind's eye, its green fingers brushing the water's surface. And somewhere beyond that quiet pond, the monk's voice returns warm and steady. You see, he says gently, the willow taught Hiroshi how to yield to life's storms. But there are other ways to find peace, even in the heat of uncertainty. Let me tell you about a samurai who learned calm in the most unlikely place over a simple cup of tea. It was long ago in a small village nestled between misty hills. A wandering samurai named Takeshi arrived at a humble tea house late one evening. He had been traveling for days, his armor dusty, his sword heavy on his hip. Though outwardly strong, his mind was full of restless thoughts. A duel awaited him at dawn, a matter of honor that weighed heavily on his heart. Inside the tea house, a frail old man greeted him with a bow. "Welcome," the tea master whispered. "Please rest here a while." Takeshi hesitated. "I don't have time to rest. My mind must stay sharp for tomorrow." "Ah," the tea master murmured. "Then you must drink tea." Reluctantly, Takeshi sat. He watched as the old man moved gracefully about the small room, each gesture deliberate, each breath slow and steady. The water boiled softly, the sound like a gentle stream over stones. The tea leaves unfurled in the pot like tiny green dancers. Takeshi found himself leaning forward, drawn in despite himself. "Tell me, samurai," the tea master said as he poured the steaming liquid into a simple clay cup. "How do you hold your sword?" "With strength," Takeshi replied. "And your breath?" "Fast," Takeshi admitted. "It races when I imagine the fight." The tea master handed him the cup. "Then hold this tea as you would hold your breath, not too tight, not too loose." Takeshi wrapped his fingers around the warm clay. He inhaled the delicate aroma, earthy, calming, alive. "Take one sip," the tea master instructed, "but do so as if it were your first and last." The samurai obeyed. The tea touched his tongue, bitter and sweet all at once. His shoulders dropped slightly. "Now," the tea master said, "you are ready." "Ready for what?" "For whatever comes." That night, Takeshi slept more soundly than he had in years. When the duel came at dawn, his hand was steady, his mind clear. You listen now, imagining the steam curling from that little clay cup. It reminds you of your own breath, how it rises, how it falls. Can you feel it now? Cool air entering, warm air leaving. The monk's voice lowers, almost a whisper. You too can hold your breath like that teacup, not too tight, not too loose. Perhaps there's a storm in your own life, an uncertain choice, a restless thought, a lingering fear. You don't have to resolve it all tonight. For now, just sip the tea of this moment. Let it warm you from within. Zen monks sometimes spend hours preparing tea, not to perfect the drink, but to perfect their attention. Every motion, pouring water, lifting the cup, bringing it to the lips, is a chance to return to the here and now. What would happen if you treated your evening the same way? Could folding a blanket, brushing your teeth, or even lying down feel like a quiet ceremony? Outside your window, the night deepens. A breeze stirs the curtains. In the distance, you hear the faint sound of a bird settling into its nest. The tea master's lesson lingers, not too tight, not too loose. This is the way to meet life as it comes. You feel your own grip on the day loosening, like fingers unclenching after holding too much for too long. And in that space, something soft and peaceful begins to grow. The monk smiles faintly as he fades back into the darkness. You're learning already, he whispers. Now let us journey further. To the sand and the sea. Section 3. Footprints in the sand. A Zen master teaches acceptance by watching waves erase his path. The monk's voice lingers like a soft wind as you follow him now. Not on stone paths or into a tea house, but down toward the shore where the waves lap against the sand. You've bent like the willow, he murmurs, and sipped tea like the samurai. But what happens when the ground beneath you feels uncertain, shifting like sand beneath your feet? Let me tell you about the footprints and the sea. It was a misty morning when Master Daiichi walked along the beach. The tide was low, and the wet sand gleamed like polished bronze. He left a trail of footprints behind him, each mark clear and deep. A young student followed at a distance, watching quietly as the old man walked. The student's heart was troubled, weighed down by regret over mistakes he could not undo. When Daichi paused and turned, he noticed the student's furrowed brow. "You carry a heavy burden," the master said. "I cannot forgive myself," the student whispered. "Every step I take, I see the trail of my failures behind me. I fear others see it too." Daichi smiled softly. "Watch." As the waves rolled in, white foam reached for the sand. The water touched Daichi's footprints and began to wash them away. One by one, the deep marks softened, then vanished completely. "You see," Daichi said, "the ocean does not cling to your steps. Why should you?" The student watched in silence. As the next wave came, it wiped the sand clean, a blank canvas under the morning sun. Life, Daichi continued, is like this beach. The past cannot hold you unless you choose to stand still and stare at the footprints. For a moment the student felt a lightness, as though the ocean itself had entered his chest, carrying away the heaviness inside. You listen now to the hush of imaginary waves lapping against a distant shore. Can you feel it? That soft pull, the rhythm of rise and fall like your own breath coming and going. Zen masters often compare thoughts to waves. They arise. They crest, they dissolve. You can stand still and let them wash over you, or you can step forward, letting the water smooth the path behind. What would happen if you allowed the day's mistakes to fade like footprints in the sand? Could you forgive yourself enough to sleep a little lighter tonight? You picture the waves cool and silver in the moonlight. They seem to whisper, "Nothing is permanent, not even regret." Perhaps in this moment, you can let go just enough. Enough to feel the bed beneath you as an anchor. Enough to let your shoulders drop a little more deeply into the mattress. The monk's voice returns hushed but steady. You do not need to hold your story so tightly. Let the tide take what no longer serves you. Trust that tomorrow's beach will be smooth and new. Outside, a faint breeze stirs the night air. A car passes in the distance, its sound fading like the waves' retreat. You are here, breathing. The present moment holds you gently like warm sand cradling your feet. Some monks practice kinnin, a slow meditative walk, where each step is deliberate, almost like a prayer. They feel the earth beneath their feet with every movement. What if you imagined your own breath as such a step, slow, soft, intentional? In this quiet, you might ask yourself, what if my mind were like this beach? Can I let the tide clear the marks of the day? And as the last imaginary wave pulls back, leaving the sand smooth and unbroken, you feel a whisper of peace bloom in your chest. Come, the monk says gently, his robes brushing against the air like falling petals. Let us step from the beach into the garden. And so you follow the sound of the waves fading behind you. Section 4. The Silent Garden. Lessons on Patience and Trust. As a gardener waits for unseen roots to grow, the sound of the waves fades, replaced by the soft crunch of gravel beneath your feet. You are walking now through a narrow stone path, lanterns glowing dimly along the edges. The air smells of damp earth and blossoms. Somewhere in the distance, a single bell chimes low and soothing. The monk leads you into a walled Zen garden, its gates creaking open as if welcoming you home. Inside, the world feels still. There are no birds, no wind, only the quiet hum of your own breath. Here in this garden, the monk whispers, "Patience is everything." The gardener plants seeds and waits. For a long time, nothing appears. The soil looks empty, but beneath the surface, life is already stirring. You pause by a small pond, the surface smooth as glass. Tiny ripples form where a single leaf touches the water. Long ago, the monk says there was a young apprentice who wanted to grow a bamboo grove. Every morning, he watered the soil and checked for signs of growth. Days passed, then weeks, then months. Nothing sprouted. He grew frustrated, certain he had failed. "I've wasted my time," he told his master. But the master only smiled. "Bamboo waits," he said. "For years it grows roots unseen, deep and strong. Then in a single season, it will shoot upward tall and unshakable." The apprentice returned to his work, tending the soil with quiet faith. One spring morning, tender green shoots broke the surface. By the end of that summer, the grove swayed high above his head. You breathe deeply now, imagining the bamboo, strong yet hollow, swaying gently in the breeze. Maybe you too have been planting seeds in your own life, a habit you're nurturing, a dream you've dared to begin, or simply a desire for more peace in your heart. Zen teaches us that unseen roots matter just as much as what blooms above ground. Could it be that all your efforts, though invisible now, are already taking hold beneath the surface? The monk bends near a tiny sapling in the garden. His fingers brush the tender leaves. "Not all growth is loud," he says softly. "The strongest roots grow in silence." You feel this truth settle in your body. Your breath deepens. The tightness in your chest loosens, as if unseen roots within you are also taking hold quietly, anchoring you in the earth of this moment. Zen monks often practice mokuso, sitting quietly and imagining their breath sinking deep into the ground like roots. They don't strive for stillness. They let it arrive on its own. Perhaps you can try now. Feel the weight of your body sinking into the bed. Imagine invisible roots spreading out beneath you, holding you steady in this gentle night. What would happen if you stopped searching for proof of growth and trusted that it was happening anyway? The monk smiles faintly, his eyes reflecting the garden lanterns. "You are growing even now," he says. "And when the time is right, you too will rise." The air around you feels warmer somehow, cradling you like a soft blanket. Outside your window, a tree branch scratches lightly against the glass, a small reminder that even in darkness, life is always moving. The monk rises slowly, his robes whispering across the gravel. "Come," he says. "Let us visit the river. There is something you must see there." You stand and follow, leaving the garden behind as the gates close gently. The sound of trickling water grows louder, carrying you into the next part of the journey. Section 5. The Lantern on the River. A parable of letting go. By releasing lanterns into the night water. The sound of water grows clearer as you step out of the garden. The monk leads you down a winding path where fireflies blink softly in the night air. The stones are cool beneath your feet, and the air carries the faint scent of river reeds and wood smoke. As the path opens, you see a wide, slow-moving river, its surface shimmering with the glow of dozens of paper lanterns drifting downstream. Each lantern carries a small flame, flickering like a heartbeat in the darkness. The monk gestures toward the riverbank, where a woman kneels, her hands folded in quiet prayer. Beside her is a basket filled with unlit lanterns. Long ago, the monk begins softly, this river was the setting for a festival of remembrance. Each year, villagers gathered to release lanterns into the water, sending their worries, regrets, and prayers into the current. He pauses, kneeling beside the woman. One year, a woman came carrying a heavy heart. Her husband had left for war and never returned. Each day, she carried her grief like a stone in her chest. That night, she knelt here just as you see her now, and whispered her sorrow into the flame of her lantern. As she set it on the water, something inside her shifted. The river accepted her pain, carrying it away into the darkness. For the first time in years, she felt light enough to stand tall again. You watch as the woman releases her lantern, its small light joining the others as they float gently downstream. The sight is almost hypnotic, tiny stars drifting across a black canvas. The monk looks at you kindly. You too can let something go tonight. He hands you a lantern. Its paper walls are delicate warm against your palms. Close your eyes, he says. What would you place inside this lantern? A worry, a regret? A memory that feels too heavy to carry any longer. You inhale deeply, feeling the weight of the day settle in your chest. Perhaps there is something, an old mistake, an anxious thought, a lingering fear that you can offer to the river now. Zen masters often say that holding on is like clutching a burning coal. It only hurts you. With your next exhale, you imagine placing that coal gently into the lantern, then releasing it onto the water. The little flame flickers, but stays steady, carrying your burden away. You watch as it joins the slow procession of lights drifting downstream. One by one, the lanterns grow smaller, their glow fading into the night. A breeze stirs cool against your face. You feel lighter somehow, as if the river carried away not just the lantern, but a piece of your tension too. The monk's voice is barely above a whisper now. Life flows whether we resist or release. The river teaches us that nothing stays in our hands forever. Even pain drifts away if we let it. Outside your window, you can almost hear the echo of water lapping softly at the riverbank. Maybe it's just the hum of the night air. Or maybe deep down, your heart is beginning to quiet. Zen monks sometimes practice nagare, which means flowing. They remind themselves that thoughts and feelings are like water, constantly moving, never fixed. What would happen if you trusted this flow? Could you allow your mind to drift tonight without trying to steer it? The monk stands now, brushing his palms together. His face is serene, the faint glow of lantern light reflected in his eyes. You are learning to release, he says gently. Now it is time to step into the quiet of an empty room. As you follow him away from the river, the glow of the lanterns lingers in your vision, like tiny embers floating in the night sky. Section 6. The Empty Room. A monk discovers that emptiness holds the key to peace and creativity. You leave the river behind its lanterns now. Distant specks of light flickering like stars swallowed by the horizon. The path narrows, lined with smooth stones, and soon you reach a simple wooden door. The monk slides it open with a soft creak. Inside is an empty room. No chairs, no tables. Just a wide tatami mat and pale walls that seem to hum faintly with quiet energy. A single candle flickers in one corner, its light casting long, gentle shadows. Come in, the monk says. Sit here. Do not fear the emptiness. You step inside, and as the door closes, the silence deepens. It's not the kind of silence that feels heavy or awkward. It's the kind that wraps around you like a warm, invisible blanket. The monk lowers himself onto the mat and folds his hands in his lap. You follow, noticing how the floor feels firm but forgiving beneath you. Long ago, the monk says softly, a scholar came to a Zen master seeking wisdom. His mind was full of questions and theories. He spoke rapidly, eager to show what he knew. The master poured tea as the scholar spoke. When the cup was full, the master kept pouring. Hot tea spilled over the rim and onto the scholar's hand. "Stop!" the scholar cried. "The cup is full!" The master smiled. "Yes, and so is your mind. How can I teach you unless you first empty your cup?" You imagine the tea overflowing the scholar's startled face and the calm, steady gaze of the Zen master. Your mind, the monk says now, is like that cup. It has carried so much today, thoughts, worries, plans, memories. Perhaps now you can let it empty for a while. You take a deep breath, feeling the air move in and out. As you exhale, You imagine your thoughts spilling gently out of your mind, like tea from an overfilled cup. Zen teaches that emptiness is not nothingness, it is space. Space for peace to enter. Space for clarity to grow. What if this empty room were your mind? No clutter, no noise. Just a quiet space where you can rest. The monk closes his eyes and begins to hum a soft tone, low and soothing, like the murmur of a distant river. You notice your shoulders sinking lower. Your breath slows. The candle's flame flickers in rhythm with your heartbeat. Zen monks sometimes sit in zazen, facing a blank wall for hours, simply observing their thoughts, without clinging to them. They say that in the empty room of the mind, the most profound truths appear. You wonder, what might I see if I stopped filling the space with noise? The monk opens his eyes and smiles faintly. There is nothing you must do now, no one you must be. Simply sit. That is enough. You feel the truth of his words settle deep into your bones. For the first time today, perhaps the first time all week, you are not striving, not planning, just here, outside. The night air stirs softly. You hear the faint rustle of leaves as if even the trees are breathing slowly, deliberately. Emptiness is the mother of possibility, the monk whispers. In this space, you can hear the quiet voice of your own heart. And in that quiet, you begin to notice a sense of lightness, like a window opening in a stuffy room. The monk rises, his movements unhurried, graceful as falling petals. Come, he says. There is one more place we must visit tonight, a place where even the smallest creature teaches us stillness. You follow him out of the empty room, stepping into the cool night. The stars overhead are sharp and brilliant, scattered across the velvet sky like grains of salt. Somewhere in the distance, a sparrow sings one last note before settling into sleep. Section 7. The Sparrow's Rest. A weary traveler finds clarity by observing a sparrow resting fearlessly on a branch dot. The air outside feels cooler now, almost silky against your skin. The monk walks ahead of you down a narrow trail, his robes whispering softly with each step. Lantern light has faded behind you, and now only the stars guide your way, pinpricks of silver scattered across an endless sky. Soon you come to a clearing where an ancient oak tree stands tall, its branches reaching wide, like welcoming arms. At the edge of one low-hanging branch, you spot a small sparrow. Its feathers are puffed against the night's chill, and it perches quietly undisturbed, even as the monk approaches. Look closely, the monk says in a hushed tone. Do you see how the sparrow rests? It is not afraid of falling, though it sleeps on the narrow branch. Why? You tilt your head, watching. The bird's tiny claws grip the bark effortlessly, its body perfectly balanced, despite the breeze swaying the branch. The sparrow trusts its own feet, the monk continues. Even in sleep, it knows how to hold on without tension. He crouches and gestures for you to sit beside him on the mossy ground. The air smells faintly of pine and earth, grounding you in the moment. Once the monk begins, there was a traveler who wandered into this very forest after losing his way. Exhausted and unsure where to go, he collapsed beneath this oak. As night fell, he noticed a sparrow above him, resting as calmly as if the world had no troubles. The traveler whispered, "Little bird, how can you rest so easily when you are so small and the world so vast?" Of course, the sparrow didn't answer. But in its silence, the traveler understood the sparrow did not fight the night, nor did it plan for the next dawn. It simply trusted the branch beneath it. The monk smiles gently. Perhaps we too can learn to rest this way. You feel the truth of his words sink into your chest like warm tea. How often have you gripped the day too tightly, fearing what might happen if you let go? What if tonight you could trust the branch beneath you? The bed that holds you, the breath that sustains you, the earth itself carrying your weight without complaint. Zen monks often speak of Shinrin Yoku, or forest, bathing the practice of sitting quietly in nature and letting its peace seep into your body. No striving, no seeking, just receiving. As you sit here in your mind's forest, you notice your own breath again. In out. A slow, steady rhythm. The sparrow shifts slightly on its branch, fluffing its feathers, then settles once more into stillness. You imagine how light it must feel. No heavy thoughts, no tight muscles, just pure presence. Can you feel that lightness in yourself now? The weight of your body melting into the mattress beneath you. The tension in your hands softening as if you've set down something heavy. Zen masters might ask, what if you stopped gripping so hard? Would the branch still hold you? The monk places a hand gently on your shoulder. You are safe here, he whispers. The night will hold you as surely as it holds the sparrow. A breeze stirs the leaves above. The sound is soft, like the ocean far away, or a lullaby hummed just for you. You close your eyes, and for a moment, you feel as though you are that sparrow, small, yes, but completely at ease. Balanced, trusting. Tomorrow will come, the monk says gently, but tonight there is nothing you must do but rest. He stands, his silhouette framed by the starlight. There is one last place to visit before our journey ends, he says. A place where the wind itself will teach you how to find peace in change. You rise slowly, following him, as the sparrow tucks its head beneath its wing and drifts into sleep. Section 8. The Whispering Wind. Reflections on impermanence and finding stillness amid life's changing currents. The forest thins as you follow the monk, and soon you step into an open meadow. The grass sways gently in the night breeze, rippling like a quiet green ocean under the moonlight. The monk stops at the center of the field and lifts his face to the sky. His robes flutter softly around his ankles. You hear the sound of wind moving through the tall grass, a low, sighing hum, as if the earth itself is breathing. This is the place of the whispering wind, he says. Here, even the air carries teachings for those willing to listen. You close your eyes for a moment, feeling the breeze against your cheeks. It's cool and light, brushing past like a gentle hand. Long ago, the monk begins, a student asked his Zen master, how can I find stillness when life is always changing? The master said nothing. He simply raised a hand and felt the wind pass through his fingers. See, the master finally said. The wind does not resist the mountain, nor does the mountain resist the wind. Both simply exist, flowing together in harmony. The student realized in that moment, peace is not about stopping change. It's about moving with it, like the wind over the grass. You open your eyes and watch the meadow ripple as the breeze passes. Each blade bends and sways, but none break. Zen masters often say that impermanence is not to be feared. It is what allows life to be alive. Perhaps you too have felt the winds of change in your life. A relationship shifting, a chapter closing, a new path beginning. What if you could welcome these changes, like this meadow welcomes the wind? The monk turns to you, his voice low and steady. You do not need to hold on so tightly. Let life move through you. Trust that it will leave you standing, just as it leaves this field swaying but whole. You breathe deeply now, feeling the air fill your chest, then release slowly. And as the wind plays with your hair, you realize you are ready to rest not just your body, but your mind. The monk smiles faintly, as if he's been waiting for this moment all along. Here, he says softly, your journey ends for tonight. He bows to you, his figure fading into the darkness. You have learned from the willow, the river, the sparrow, and the wind. Now let their wisdom hold you as you drift into sleep. The breeze softens. The stars seem to shimmer brighter for a moment, then blurred gently as your eyes grow heavier. Wind down 300 words. As you lie here now, let every sound grow softer. The world outside slows. The wind has quieted, and the meadow rests still and calm under the silver glow of the moon. Breathe in deeply and let it go. Feel the weight of your body sinking into the bed, every muscle loosening like a rope uncoiling. There is nothing you must do, no place you must be. In this moment, you are enough. Remember the willow tree bending gently in the storm. Remember how it survived by swaying, not by fighting. Can you feel yourself swaying too? Not your body, but your mind, easing into the natural flow of peace. Imagine now the sparrow perched calmly on its branch, trusting the night to hold it. You are that sparrow. You can rest now, trusting the bed beneath you, trusting the earth to carry you through the night. Zen teaches us that even the strongest waves eventually return to the stillness of the ocean. Let your thoughts drift like those waves, rising, falling, then settling into quiet. The lanterns you released on the river still glow faintly in the distance, their warm lights flickering as they carry your worries far, far away. As your breath slows, feel every care, every weight slip from your mind, like leaves floating down a gentle stream. Peace is here. It has always been here. And now as you close your eyes, let sleep take you softly. Story 2. Buddhist Teachings for Relaxation, Vertical Bar. The Empty Teacup, Lessons on Letting Go. Section 1. The Empty Teacup. A teacher pours tea endlessly to show the cost of clinging. Hey guys, tonight we're going to explore some timeless Zen stories that have helped people find peace and relaxation for centuries. If your mind's been racing all day, these tales might gently pull you back to the stillness waiting within. Picture yourself sitting in a quiet tea room, the soft glow of lanterns flickering against wooden walls, a faint aroma of jasmine rising from a kettle. Outside, the wind stirs through bamboo leaves, carrying the night air gently against your skin. In our busy lives, it's easy to forget that calm isn't out there. It's already yours to uncover. So before you get comfortable, take a moment to like the video and subscribe, but only if you genuinely enjoy what I do here. And I'd love to know where you're listening from tonight. Drop your location and local time in the comments so we can share this moment together across the world. Now dim the lights, maybe turn on a fan for that soft background hum, and let's ease into tonight's journey together. You find yourself in a small Zen tea house seated on a cushion by a low wooden table. The air is warm and rich with the scent of steeping leaves. A kind-faced teacher sits across from you, his robe the color of stone after rain. He pours tea into a delicate ceramic cup, steam curling upward in graceful spirals. As you reach for the cup, he continues pouring. The liquid rises steadily until it reaches the brim, and then it spills over, cascading onto the table, dripping onto the tatami mat below. "Master," you exclaim, "the cup is full." He smiles gently but does not stop. The tea keeps flowing, spilling, soaking into the mat. "Exactly," he says, "and so is your mind." The words land softly, but their weight sinks in deep. The Buddha taught that clinging and grasping are the roots of suffering. When the mind is already full stuffed with worries, expectations, and judgments, there's no room for new wisdom to enter. The teacher sets the kettle down and meets your gaze. If you wish to learn first, empty your cup. You sit back feeling the truth in his words. How many thoughts have you been holding today? Plans, regrets, fears all sloshing around like tea in an overfull cup. Zen masters sometimes say the beginner's mind is like an empty vessel, open, spacious, ready to receive. The expert's mind, however, is often too crowded with opinions and attachments to hold anything more. Let's begin here, the teacher says. Release one thought, then another. Feel the space between them widen like a cup emptied and waiting. You close your eyes and take a slow breath. For a moment, you let the chatter in your mind drift like leaves swirling on a breeze. The quiet deepens. Some monks practice shikantaza, just sitting. Not chasing thoughts away, not clinging to them either. Simply sitting, allowing each thought to come and go like ripples on a pond. What would happen, the teacher asks softly, if you stopped trying to fill your mind? The question floats through you, light yet profound. You open your eyes and see the teacher wiping the table dry with a small cloth. His movements are unhurried, graceful, as if even this simple act is a meditation. Outside, the wind stirs again, rustling through bamboo leaves like a whisper. A single leaf flutters to the ground, landing gently on the step. "Did you see that?" he asks. You nod. That's the way he says. To fall without clinging, to empty without fear. You run your fingers lightly over the warm ceramic cup. It's empty now, the last drops of tea absorbed into the mat. And yet looking at it, you feel no sense of loss, only an odd, unexpected peace. An empty cup, the teacher says, can hold anything. A full cup holds nothing but itself. His eyes crinkle as he smiles, and for a moment you feel as though the weight you've been carrying has shifted, not gone completely, but lighter somehow. The teacher stands and gestures toward a sliding door at the far end of the room. "Come," he says. "The garden has something to show you about the overflowing mind." You rise and follow the faint scent of tea and warm wood lingering in the air as the door slides open to reveal a moonlit path. Section 2. The Overflowing Mind. You reflect on mental clutter and how it blocks true wisdom. The sliding door opens with a soft hiss, and cool night air greets you, carrying the delicate fragrance of jasmine and damp earth. You step onto a smooth stone path that winds through a serene garden. Lanterns glow faintly along the edges, their warm light reflected in a small koi pond, where orange and white shapes glide silently beneath the surface. The teacher walks ahead, his robe brushing softly against the stones. His pace is slow and deliberate, as though each step is a conversation with the earth. You follow your own steps, echoing faintly in the stillness. Overhead, bamboo leaves sway gently in the breeze, their hollow stalks knocking together with a soothing, rhythmic sound. The path leads to a wooden bench beneath a sprawling cherry tree. The teacher sits and gestures for you to join him. You settle onto the bench, the cool wood firm beneath you. He says nothing for a long moment, simply gazing at the pond. The silence feels heavy at first, but not in an uncomfortable way. It's the kind of silence that asks you to listen not to words, but to the world around you. Finally, the teacher speaks. "Your mind is like this pond," he says softly. "When still, it reflects the moon perfectly. But toss a single pebble in." He picks up a small stone and drops it into the water. Ripples spread outward in perfect circles, distorting the clear reflection until it vanishes altogether. And the image disappears. You watch as the ripples fade and the surface becomes smooth again. The moon's reflection slowly returns pale and luminous. The Buddha spoke of mental clutter as the root of unease, the teacher continues. Thoughts, fears, regrets, they churn the surface of the mind, making it impossible to see clearly. You nod slowly, feeling the truth in his words. Your own thoughts today had been like pebbles thrown endlessly into the water, work, conversations, plans for tomorrow, memories of yesterday, each one leaving ripples that never seem to settle. Zen is not about stopping thoughts, he says gently. It is about letting them drift without clinging or pushing them away. A thought arises. It stays for a moment. Then it passes like clouds across a summer sky. You take a slow breath and watch the pond. A koi surfaces briefly, its scales catching the lantern light, before it vanishes again into the depths. Monks sometimes sit facing a blank wall for hours, the teacher says. Not to escape the mind, but to see it fully. To notice how thoughts come and go when we don't feed them. He looks at you with kind eyes. What would happen if you stopped trying to control your thoughts, if you let the ripples fade on their own? The question settles into you like a pebble sinking into deep water. You close your eyes and breathe deeply. At first, thoughts continue to swirl, small memories, random worries. But then, as you stop reaching for them, they begin to drift further apart. In the quiet spaces between thoughts, you feel something unexpected. A faint but steady calm, like the first stars appearing in a twilight sky. The teacher's voice is soft, almost a whisper now. The mind doesn't need to be empty, it only needs to be still. When you open your eyes, the pond is perfectly calm once again. The moon's reflection rests undisturbed on the surface, glowing like a lantern in the darkness. "Do you see?" he asks. You nod. "The overflowing mind," he says, "cannot hold peace. But a mind at rest can hold the whole universe." You sit together for a while longer, listening to the faint rustle of bamboo, the quiet hum of crickets, the steady rhythm of your own breath. Eventually, the teacher rises and gestures toward a narrow path leading deeper into the garden. "There's a guest house ahead," he says softly. "It has a lesson about welcoming what comes." You stand and follow, feeling a lightness in your chest, as if some unseen weight has been gently set down. The stone path curves beneath a wooden archway draped with flowering vines. Lantern light spills from a small house up ahead, its paper windows glowing like warm stars in the night. As you approach, you hear the teacher's voice, calm and steady. "Tonight the house will remind you of a truth too easily forgotten, that even your thoughts and emotions are only visitors." And as you step closer, you feel ready to open the door and welcome whatever awaits inside. Section 3. The Guest House. A parable about welcoming each emotion without resistance. The wooden guest house stands quietly before you, lanterns glowing softly along its eaves. The air here feels warmer, carrying the faint scent of sandalwood and blooming night jasmine. You pause at the threshold as the teacher slides open the door, revealing a simple, welcoming room beyond. "Step inside," he says gently. "This is where you'll learn how to greet your guests." You follow him in your bare feet, brushing the smooth wooden floor. The room is sparse but inviting: low tables, a single vase with freshly cut flowers, and cushions arranged neatly along the walls. A kettle rests on the hearth, steam curling lazily into the air. The teacher gestures for you to sit. As you settle onto a cushion, you notice the walls are decorated with small calligraphy scrolls. One catches your eye. "This being human is a guest house. Every morning, a new arrival." The teacher smiles as he sees you reading. "Do you know this poem?" he asks softly. You shake your head. "It's from Rumi," he says. "And it carries a lesson Zen shares as well. Each thought, each feeling is a visitor in your house. You cannot stop them from coming, but you can decide how you greet them." He lifts the kettle and pours steaming water into 2 small cups. The scent of roasted barley tea fills the room, earthy and comforting. Many people slam the door shut when a difficult guest arrives. Fear, anger, sadness, or they try to chase them away. But in doing so, they create more suffering. He passes you a cup, the steam rising in gentle spirals. "Zen teaches us to bow to every guest," he continues, "even those we don't like. Invite them in. Offer them tea. Watch how they come and go of their own accord." You sip the tea, slowly feeling its warmth spread through your chest. The Buddha spoke often about impermanence, the truth that all things pleasant or unpleasant are transient. Thoughts arise, linger, and then fade. Feelings bloom, peak, and dissolve. Nothing stays forever. Imagine your mind as this guest house, the teacher says. Today, joy might knock on the door. Tomorrow, it could be sorrow. But neither can stay forever. He pauses, letting the words settle like leaves drifting to the floor. "One monk I knew," he adds, "would set an extra cushion in his room whenever anger visited. 'Sit here,' he would say aloud. 'You're welcome to stay as long as you like.'" Strangely, anger never stayed long when treated so kindly. You smile faintly, picturing the monk talking to his emotions as though they were old friends dropping by. "What would happen," the teacher asks, "if you greeted every feeling with the same kindness, even the ones you've spent years trying to push away?" The question lingers in your chest like the warmth of the tea. You close your eyes for a moment, noticing what's stirring inside you. There's a hint of restlessness, a flicker of doubt, even a touch of sadness. Instead of turning away, you imagine opening the door and inviting each one to sit with you. The restlessness eases slightly, like a guest setting down a heavy bag. The teacher watches you quietly, his face calm and open. Do you feel it? You nod. The moment you stop resisting peace, begins to grow even in the presence of pain, he says. You don't have to like every guest, but you can learn to welcome them. A breeze stirs outside, making the paper windows tremble faintly. Bamboo leaves rustle like soft applause. You're learning what it means to let go, the teacher says gently. Not to abandon your feelings, but to stop clinging to them. To let them visit without making them permanent residents. You sip the last of your tea, the cup now warm but empty in your hands. The teacher rises and slides open the door. The cool night air flows in, carrying with it the sound of crickets and the faint gurgle of a stream nearby. There's a place in the garden where the trees practice letting go, he says. It's time you saw it. You step outside and follow him down a narrow stone path lined with lanterns. The glow ahead grows brighter, and you see a grove of trees standing tall in the moonlight, their branches heavy with autumn leaves. As you draw closer, a breeze rises, and golden leaves begin to drift down all around you. The trees don't cling to their leaves, the teacher says softly. They let go, trusting that spring will come again. And as a single crimson leaf lands in your open hand, you begin to understand. Section 4. The falling leaves. Letting go like trees, releasing their leaves in autumn. The grove stretches out before you, bathed in silver moonlight. The trees stand tall and silent, their branches heavy with leaves painted in shades of gold, amber, and crimson. A cool breeze stirs, and suddenly the air is filled with movement. Leaves detach and drift down, in slow spirals spinning softly like tiny dancers. Some settle gently on the mossy ground. Others catch the wind and glide further into the shadows. You stand beneath the trees, your hand still open from where a single crimson leaf landed. Its edges are delicate, its veins faintly visible in the lantern light. You trace them lightly with your thumb, feeling the fragile texture. The teacher steps beside you, his eyes following the falling leaves. "Do you see how easily they let go?" he asks softly. You nod. They don't cling to the branch, he continues. They don't resist the wind. When the time comes, they simply release, and in that release, they fulfill their purpose. You glance around the grove. With each breeze, more leaves surrender to gravity, floating down to join the others on the earth below. It's not a sad sight. Instead, it feels peaceful, like the trees are lightening their load before the coming winter. The Buddha taught that grasping is the root of suffering, the teacher says. We cling to things, possessions, people, beliefs, even our own identities, thinking they will stay forever. But everything in life, like these leaves, is meant to change. You take a slow breath and watch as a golden leaf tumbles lazily through the air. It catches a current and drifts out of sight, gone as quietly as it came. There's a Zen practice, the teacher says, where monks sweep fallen leaves every morning. They do not rush or complain. They sweep knowing more leaves will fall tomorrow. And they accept this without resistance. You imagine yourself sweeping the grove, your movements slow and deliberate, the broom whispering softly against the earth. What would happen, the teacher asks gently, if you stopped clinging to what no longer serves you? Could you let it fall away, like these leaves? The question lingers in the cool night air. You close your eyes and let your thoughts drift. You think of the things you've held tightly, grudges, fears, old stories about who you are. What if you opened your hands? What if you allowed them to fall, trusting that you would remain whole even without them? The breeze stirs again, and this time you feel it in your chest, a loosening, a lightness, as though something you've carried for years is ready to slip free. When you open your eyes, a small shower of leaves descends around you. They brush your shoulders, your hair, your hands landing softly before joining the others below. The trees are not weaker for letting go, the teacher says. They are lighter, freer, preparing for what comes next. He crouches and picks up a small handful of leaves, letting them slip slowly from his fingers. Zen masters sometimes ask their students, "Can you release the branch you've clung to for so long?" You picture yourself high in a tree holding tightly to a branch as the wind blows harder. The thought of releasing it is frightening, but also strangely liberating. Letting go is not losing, the teacher says. It is trusting the cycle of life. Trusting that even in the bareness of winter, new buds are waiting beneath the surface. He straightens and gestures toward a stone path winding out of the grove. Come. There is a bell nearby that holds the sound of stillness. You've lightened your load. Now it's time to listen. You take one last look at the grove. The trees stand bare in some places now, their silhouettes more graceful in their simplicity. The ground is blanketed with leaves, a soft mosaic of color that glows faintly in the lantern light. As you follow the teacher down the path, you notice how your steps feel lighter, how your breath flows more easily. Perhaps you've already let something go, and perhaps it's enough for now. Section 5. The sound of the bell. Discovering stillness in the ringing that fades into silence. The stone path curves gently through the forest, leading you toward a clearing where a wooden bell tower rises into the night sky. Its beams are dark and weathered, and a massive bronze bell hangs silently at its center, catching the pale glow of the moon. The air here feels different, thicker somehow, filled with a quiet expectancy. You hear no birds, no wind, only the faint hum of your own breath as you step closer. The teacher stops at the edge of the clearing and gestures toward the bell. This is the temple bell, he says softly. It has been here for centuries, calling monks and villagers alike to return to the present moment. He steps forward and lifts a wooden mallet resting against the tower's frame. His movements are slow and deliberate, as if every gesture carries the weight of practice. Listen carefully, he says, holding the mallet steady in the moonlight. The sound of the bell is not in the strike, but in the silence that follows. With a gentle motion, he swings the mallet forward. Thump! The sound blooms in the air, low and resonant, rolling outward like ripples on a pond. It vibrates in your chest, in your hands, in the soles of your feet. For a moment it feels as though the entire world has become sound. And then as the ringing begins to fade, you hear something deeper: stillness. The silence that follows the bell is not empty. It's alive. Full of subtle textures you hadn't noticed before: the soft thrum of your heartbeat, the faint rustle of your own breath, the whisper of the night air against your skin. The Buddha spoke of shunyata. The teacher says quietly, emptiness that is not void, but brimming with possibility. He hands you the mallet. Now you try. You hesitate, feeling the weight of the wood in your hands. The bell looms above you, still humming faintly from the last strike. Don't aim for sound, the teacher says gently. Aim for stillness. You take a breath and swing the mallet. Thump! The bell sings again, its deep tone unfurling in waves. As it fades, you feel the silence wrap around you like a soft blanket. For a moment there are no thoughts, no questions, only the space where sound used to be. Zen masters sometimes ask their students to listen to the sound of one hand clapping, the teacher says. It is not a riddle to solve, but a doorway into silence. He crouches at the edge of the clearing, picking up a small pine cone and rolling it gently between his palms. The mind is like this bell, he continues. When struck with force, it rings loudly with thoughts, emotions, desires. But in the quiet, after there is clarity, you remember the rippling pond, the falling leaves, the empty teacup. Each moment was pointing here to this vast, still space within. What would happen, the teacher asks softly, if you stopped listening, only to the noise, and began listening to the spaces in between? The question feels less like an instruction and more like an invitation. You close your eyes and listen again, not to the forest, but to the quiet beneath it. Slowly you begin to notice the subtle layers of sound you'd missed before the faint creak of bamboo in the distance. The delicate scurry of a mouse across dry leaves, the whisper of air in your lungs. You realize you are not separate from these sounds. You are part of this living stillness as essential as the bell itself. The teacher rises and gestures to the path beyond the tower. The bell teaches us to listen. But there is another teacher waiting ahead, the bamboo. It will show you how to bend without breaking. You bow slightly to the bell, feeling gratitude for its lesson, and follow the teacher as he steps back onto the moonlit trail. Behind you, the bell rests silently, but its sound lingers within you, like a memory you can carry wherever you go. Section 6. The Bamboo Grove. Lessons from bamboo, bending without breaking during life's storms. The trail narrows as you follow the teacher deeper into the forest. The moonlight filters through the canopy in slender shafts, pooling faintly on the earth like silver water. The air grows cooler here, tinged with the scent of damp wood and fresh leaves. Soon you hear a faint rustling ahead, soft but persistent, like hundreds of tiny voices whispering in harmony. The sound grows louder with each step until you step into an open grove. Tall bamboo stalks rise around you, swaying gently in the night breeze. Their hollow trunks creak faintly as they bend, leaning into the wind's pull only to straighten again as it passes. The teacher stops at the grove's edge and gazes upward. "This is the bamboo," he says softly. "It bends, but it does not break. Watch closely, it has much to teach." You step closer, feeling the cool air swirl around your ankles. The bamboo leans and sways with each gust, their slender forms graceful yet resilient. Despite their size, they seem weightless, moving with a natural ease, as if dancing with the wind rather than resisting it. The Buddha taught about suffering and its cause. The teacher continues. Often we suffer because we are rigid. We cling to our ideas, our desires, our fears. And when the winds of change come, we snap. He reaches out and touches a nearby stalk. It yields slightly under his hand, then springs back into place when released. But the bamboo is different, he says. It bends with the storm. It moves, yet its roots remain strong. And when the wind passes, it stands tall again. You walk slowly among the stalks, feeling their presence all around you. The wind rises again, making them sway and creak, the sound echoing softly like a wooden chime. Zen monks often meditate in bamboo groves like this, the teacher says. They listen to the rustling leaves, feel the stalks swaying, and remember to yield is not to be weak. It is to endure. You pause and place your hand lightly on a bamboo stalk. It's smooth and cool to the touch, firm yet alive. As the wind stirs again, you feel it shift gently under your palm, moving with quiet strength. What would happen, the teacher asks, if you allowed yourself to bend instead of fighting the winds in your life? The question lingers in your chest. You think of all the times you've resisted change, clinging tightly to what was, fearing what might come. And you imagine how it might feel to loosen your grip, to sway with life instead of bracing against it. A memory surfaces, a time when life pulled you in an unexpected direction, and though you fought it at first, you emerged stronger, lighter, more at peace. Perhaps you had been bending then without even realizing it. The teacher's voice breaks the quiet. The bamboo doesn't ask when the wind will stop. It trusts the wind to come and go. Can you do the same? You close your eyes and listen to the grove. The wind rises again, sending a ripple through the stalks. The sound is soothing, almost like a lullaby. You breathe deeply, feeling your own body soften, not rigid or tense, but fluid and steady like the bamboo. When you open your eyes, the teacher is watching you with a faint smile. You're beginning to understand, he says. He gestures to a narrow path leading out of the grove. Ahead lies a river. It has its own way of teaching about letting go. The bamboo bends, but the water flows. As you step away from the grove, the wind stirs one last time. The bamboo sways in unison, and you swear you hear it whisper, "Yield, and you will remain whole." The sound fades as you follow the teacher down the moonlit path, ready to listen to the river's secret. Section 7. The River's Secret. How water teaches non-attachment by flowing around all obstacles. The path grows softer beneath your feet as the sound of rushing water reaches your ears. At first, it's faint, like a distant whisper, but as you walk, it swells into a gentle, steady roar that fills the night air. Soon the trees open to reveal a wide river glimmering in the moonlight. Its surface ripples and swirls as the current flows steadily downstream, carrying fallen leaves and tiny blossoms from unseen trees upstream. The teacher stops at the riverbank, his robe brushing lightly against the tall grasses, swaying in the cool breeze. He gazes at the flowing water and gestures for you to sit on a smooth stone beside him. "This is the river," he says softly, "always moving, never the same, yet ever present. Watch closely, it holds a teaching as deep as its waters." You sit beside him, feeling the coolness of the stone seep into your legs. The river murmurs as it slides over rocks, swirling around bends and splitting into quiet eddies. The Buddha taught that life is like this river. The teacher continues, ever-changing, flowing, impossible to grasp. When we cling to what we love or push away what we fear, it's like trying to dam the water with our hands. He reaches into the river and lifts his hand. Water streams through his fingers, glittering in the moonlight, before falling back into the current. No matter how tightly we hold, he says, the river slips through. But if we open our hands, he cups his palm gently, allowing the water to rest there for a moment before tilting it, letting it spill back naturally. The river comes and goes freely, and there is no struggle. You watch as a crimson leaf drifts past, spinning lazily on the current before disappearing around a bend. Zen masters speak of non-attachment, the teacher says. It doesn't mean we reject life or love less deeply. It means we stop clinging, trusting the river to carry us where we need to go. He glances at you, his eyes calm and steady. What would happen if you stopped fighting the current in your own life? You think of times you've resisted change, fought to keep things as they were, and how exhausting that struggle felt. What if you let go? What if you allowed yourself to flow? The teacher smiles faintly as if he knows your thoughts. A student once asked his master, "How do I cross the river?" The master replied, "Let the river carry you." You close your eyes and listen to the water's gentle roar. In its sound, you hear movement, surrender, and a quiet kind of power, not from force, but from its willingness to flow. The breeze picks up, sending ripples across the river's surface. You feel it too, a soft stirring in your chest, as if some tightly held knot has loosened. The river does not fear the rocks or resist the bends, the teacher says. It flows around every obstacle, finding its way without effort. You too can move through life like this. For a moment, you imagine your thoughts and worries as leaves resting on the current. One by one, they lift and drift downstream, carried effortlessly by the water until they vanish from sight. You open your eyes and take a slow breath. The air smells fresh, tinged with moss and moonlight. The teacher rises and extends his hand to help you up. "You're learning the river's secret," he says softly. "Flow, and you will find peace." He points to a narrow bridge arching over the river ahead. Its wooden planks glow faintly in the lantern light. "Cross the bridge," he says. "On the other side, you'll find a place where all these teachings come together, a quiet space to rest and remember." You step onto the bridge, the wood creaking gently beneath your weight. Halfway across, you pause to look down. The river glides beneath you, its surface, reflecting the stars and the pale moon above. It seems endless, yet calm, carrying everything without resistance. You breathe deeply, feeling the rise and fall of your chest. For the first time in a long while, you don't feel the need to reach for anything. Not the past, not the future. The river flows and you flow with it. When you step off the bridge, the teacher is waiting. "Your journey is almost complete," he says. Ahead lies an empty bowl, a final teaching about resting in spaciousness. You glance back at the river one last time. It whispers to you in its gentle way. Let go. You are already being carried. And with that, you follow the teacher down a lantern-lit path, ready to discover what it means to rest in the emptiness within. Section 8. The empty bowl within. Returning to inner spaciousness and resting in gentle surrender. The path beneath your feet grows softer as you walk toward a small clearing bathed in gentle moonlight. In its center sits a simple wooden table, and resting atop it is an empty bowl, smooth round and gleaming faintly in the pale light. The teacher gestures for you to sit beside the table. You settle onto a cushion, feeling the cool night air brush softly against your skin. The bowl before you seems to glow with quiet presence, inviting you to rest in its emptiness. This bowl, the teacher begins, his voice calm and steady, is the symbol of your own mind. Empty, spacious, and waiting. You look down at the bowl and feel a strange sense of peace settle over you. Unlike the overfull teacup from the beginning, this bowl is open and clear, ready to hold whatever comes. The Buddha taught that true freedom arises not from acquiring more, but from letting go, creating space where the mind can rest without clinging or grasping. Imagine this bowl as your heart, the teacher continues. Can you let it be empty, free from the weight of worries and desires? You close your eyes and breathe deeply. With each inhale, you imagine the bowl filling gently with light. With each exhale, the light expands, pushing away tension and noise. In Zen practice, there is a saying, "Do not fill the cup with water before it is empty." This means wisdom and calm can only enter when the mind is spacious and clear. You have journeyed through many teachings tonight, the teacher says softly. Now it is time to rest in this emptiness, to let your mind be like the bowl, open, calm, and unburdened. You sit quietly, feeling the steady rhythm of your breath, the softness of the cushion beneath you, and the gentle stillness of the night surrounding you. The teacher's voice lowers further, becoming almost a whisper. What would happen if you stopped trying to hold everything? If you allowed your heart to be this empty bowl, able to hold joy, sorrow, peace, and change all at once? The question rests in the air like a feather drifting down. You open your eyes and gaze once more at the bowl. It holds nothing, and yet it holds everything, the possibility of every moment to come, and every feeling to be welcomed without fear. As your breath slows, feel your body relax deeper into this moment. The world softens at the edges, and your mind quiets like still water beneath a clear sky. This emptiness is not absence. It is presence vast and full. The night wraps around you like a gentle shawl, and the bowl before you reflects the moonlight, steady and serene. The teacher stands, placing a hand lightly on your shoulder. Remember this feeling, the spaciousness within. Whenever the world feels overwhelming, return to the empty bowl. Let it hold you. You nod, gratitude blooming quietly in your chest. As the teacher steps away, the lanterns around the clearing glow softly, their light flickering like distant stars. You feel your eyelids growing heavy, your breath becoming slow and even. The teachings, the journey, the quiet presence of the bowl all weave together into a deep calm. Let the worries of the day drift away like leaves floating on a gentle stream. There is nowhere else you need to be. You are home at peace, open and free. Wind down. 300 words. As your breath slows, feel every worry slip away like leaves floating down a quiet stream. The world around you grows soft and still, fading gently into a peaceful silence. Imagine the empty bowl resting within you, a space vast and calm, ready to hold whatever comes without strain or fear. There is nothing to fix, nothing to chase. Only the gentle rhythm of your breath, the steady beating of your heart, and the soothing quiet of this moment. The night sky above twinkles softly, each star a quiet reminder that peace is always near, always within reach. You carry this peace with you now, a lantern glowing warmly in your chest. If your eyes grow heavy, let them close. Let your body relax completely. Sink into the calm, deep and true. Know that you are safe. You are whole. You are deeply, deeply at peace. Good night. Sleep well. May your dreams be filled with the gentle wisdom of letting go. Story 3. The Path to Inner Peace. Vertical bar. Walking the mountain path. A journey to clarity. Section 1. The mountain trail begins. You step onto a winding path, leaving noise behind to seek quiet clarity. Hey guys, tonight we're going to explore some timeless Zen stories that have helped people find peace and relaxation for centuries. If your mind's been racing all day, these tales might gently pull you back to the stillness waiting within. Imagine yourself standing at the foot of a mountain, the path ahead winding gently upward through tall trees and soft moss. The air is fresh, carrying the faint scent of pine and earth, and you can hear the distant murmur of a stream somewhere nearby. In our busy lives, it's easy to forget that calm isn't out there. It's already yours to uncover. So before you get comfortable, take a moment to like the video and subscribe, but only if you genuinely enjoy what I do here. And I'd love to know where you're listening from tonight. Drop your location and local time in the comments so we can share this moment together across the world. Now dim the lights, maybe turn on a fan for that soft background hum. And let's ease into tonight's journey together. You take your first step onto the mountain trail, feeling the soft earth beneath your feet. The gentle crunch of fallen leaves mixing with the distant call of birds settling in for the evening. The path winds upward through ancient trees, their trunks thick and rough with age. You hear the wind rustling the leaves, a natural lullaby, isn't it? And the faint chirping of cicadas hidden somewhere above. The Buddha taught that clinging fuels suffering. Let that sink in for a moment. You're beginning a journey, not just up a mountain, but inward, moving away from the distractions and noise of the world to find a place of clarity. Some Zen monks practice walking meditation, where each step is taken with full awareness. They slow their pace, feeling the earth connect with their souls, noticing every sensation without judgment. Imagine walking this path just like that. Each footfall a moment of presence. What would happen if you stopped fighting the noise in your mind? What if instead of trying to push away the chaos, you simply walked through it, breathing calmly and accepting whatever arises? As you move forward, you notice small details, the delicate pattern of moss on a rock, the way the sunlight filters through branches, casting dappled shadows on the ground. The mountain doesn't rush, it simply is. And in being, it teaches you about patience and presence. You feel your breath deepen, sinking naturally with the rhythm of your steps. With each inhale, the crisp mountain air fills your lungs. With each exhale, tension releases flowing out with the wind. The trail curves gently, leading you deeper into the forest, where silence grows thick and soothing. The world feels smaller now, quieter, inviting you to slow down even more. And with every step, you are not just climbing, you are clearing space inside yourself for peace to grow. Section 2. The Breath of the Forest. Discover how mindful breathing connects you to nature's steady rhythm. As you continue along the mountain trail, the trees around you grow taller and denser, their leaves whispering softly in the breeze. The air feels cooler here, filled with the fresh scent of pine needles and damp earth. You pause for a moment and take a deep breath, feeling the cool, crisp air fill your lungs. The Buddha taught that mindfulness begins with the breath, the steady, ever-present rhythm that grounds us in the here and now. In this forest, you can truly feel that breathing connection, as if the trees themselves are inhaling and exhaling alongside you. You slow your pace, matching each step with a deep inhale and a long, slow exhale. With every breath, you become more present, more connected to the living world around you. The rustling leaves sound like a gentle lullaby, and the distant call of birds settles your mind into calmness. Some monks practice anapanasati mindfulness of breathing, sitting for hours just observing the breath's natural flow. Imagine yourself doing the same while walking, each breath a wave that rises and falls, bringing clarity and peace. The path curves around a moss-covered stone, and you notice a small cluster of delicate wildflowers growing at its base. Their soft petals sway gently, untouched by the breeze. You lean down to look more closely, feeling a quiet wonder at such fragile beauty thriving in this vast forest. What would happen if you treated each breath like a flower, delicate and precious? How would it change your experience of the present moment? As you walk on, the canopy opens slightly, letting patches of dappled sunlight filter through. You feel warm rays kiss your skin, and the play of light and shadow creates a soothing rhythm, much like your breath. The mountain is alive, with subtle sounds, the crunch of your footsteps on the leafy path, the distant babbling of a hidden stream, the gentle sway of the trees. Each sound blends into a natural symphony of stillness. You realize that the mountain's breath is more than just your own. It's the breath of the earth, the rhythm of the forest, the pulse of all living things moving in harmony. The teacher's voice drifts to your mind. Breath connects us to the present, to life itself. To follow it is to walk the path of clarity. You pause to breathe deeply once more, feeling a deep sense of gratitude for this moment, for the fresh air and the quiet peace surrounding you. As you step forward, you notice a small trickling stream crossing the path ahead, its clear waters sparkling under the sunlight. The journey continues, and slow, steady, mindful, inviting you deeper into the mountain's embrace. Section 3. The stones and the stream. Lessons from water, shaping stone. Patience shaping the mind. You follow the mountain trail as it gently descends toward the sound of flowing water. The soft murmur of a stream grows louder, weaving through the rocks like a silver ribbon reflecting the sky. The air is cooler here, carrying the fresh, earthy scent of moss and wet stone. You pause by the water's edge, feeling the smoothness of river-worn pebbles beneath your fingertips. The Buddha taught that patience is a form of wisdom, the gentle strength to endure and transform without resistance. Watching the stream, you see this patience in motion. The water never fights the rocks, but over time, it shapes them, smoothing sharp edges with tender persistence. The stream flows steadily, bending around stones, rushing through narrow gaps, pausing briefly in calm pools. Each movement is graceful, effortless, yet powerful. You realize that the water's way is not one of force, but of yielding, a teaching deeply rooted in Zen practice. Some Zen monks meditate by rivers, observing how water moves without attachment, embracing change and uncertainty. They learn to be like the stream, flexible, persistent, flowing with life's currents. What would happen if you approached your own challenges like this stream? Could you meet obstacles not with struggle, but with gentle endurance and openness? Instead of fighting, could you flow around them patiently, wearing them down over time? You breathe deeply, feeling the cool mountain air fill your lungs. The water's rhythmic sound is soothing, a natural mantra, inviting your mind to stillness. Nearby, a single leaf drifts on the current, spinning slowly before settling on the bank. It reminds you of the transient nature of all things, a leaf born, carried, and eventually released. As you watch the water flow, you think about the mind's restless chatter and your tendency to cling tightly to certain thoughts or feelings. The Buddha taught that such clinging is the root of suffering, but like water shaping stone, you can learn to soften your grip through patience and gentle acceptance. The stream disappears into a bend, and you rise to continue your path. Each step feels lighter, infused with a quiet strength drawn from the lesson of the water. The mountain trail now climbs again, leading you toward a quiet clearing where you can rest and reflect. Section 4. The clearing of stillness. Encounter a peaceful clearing where the mind finds spacious rest. You continue your ascent, leaving the gentle rush of the stream behind as the trail winds upward through a denser part of the forest. The canopy thickens, casting cool shadows on the path, while shafts of sunlight break through in golden beams. The air feels stiller here, quieter, as if the world itself has softened in this hidden place. Ahead you spot a small clearing bathed in gentle sunlight, a natural sanctuary surrounded by towering trees and carpeted with soft moss and delicate wildflowers. The air is fragrant with the scent of pine and earth, mixed with the faint aroma of blooming blossoms. You step into the clearing and feel an immediate sense of calm wash over you. The forest sounds the rustling leaves, distant bird song and whispering wind fade into a gentle background hum, as if inviting you to pause and simply be. You settle onto a smooth rock, its surface warm from the sun's rays, and take a deep breath. The Buddha taught that true peace arises in the stillness of the mind when distractions fall away, and awareness rests fully in the present. Some Zen monks seek out such clearings to practice zazen seated meditation, where the mind is trained to observe thoughts without attachment. In this space, you begin to notice your breath, the beating of your heart, the subtle sensations within your body. What if you allowed yourself to rest here? Not pushing thoughts away, but not chasing after them either. Imagine your mind as a still pond, perfectly reflecting the sky, undisturbed by ripples. The clearing becomes a mirror for your inner state. The longer you sit, the more spacious your mind feels, open, calm, and expansive. Thoughts come and go like clouds drifting gently across the blue. The teacher's voice echoes softly in your mind. In stillness, the clarity you seek unfolds naturally. There is nothing to fix. There is only presence. You watch a butterfly flutter through the clearing, its delicate wings catching sunlight as it moves effortlessly from flower to flower. You feel a quiet joy in this simple moment of connection. As your breathing deepens, you become aware of a subtle energy, like the forest's heartbeat, syncing with your own. The clearing is not just a physical space. It's a sanctuary within a place you can return to whenever you seek peace. What if you carried this stillness with you beyond the clearing? How might it change the way you face life's challenges? The forest seems to lean in closer, its shadows softening as you allow the calm to deepen. The mountain path awaits, but for now, you rest in this moment of clarity. Section 5. The Ancient Pines Whisper. A tale of resilience and wisdom carried by an old pine tree. As you leave the peaceful clearing behind, the path begins to climb more steeply. The air grows crisper, carrying the scent of pine resin and fresh earth. Around you, ancient pines rise tall and proud, their thick trunks textured with deep grooves and rough bark, worn smooth by centuries of wind and rain. You pause beside one magnificent tree, its massive roots spreading wide, like open arms cradling the mountain. The tree's dark green needles whisper softly in the breeze, a quiet conversation between earth and sky. The Buddha taught that resilience arises from acceptance, not from resisting hardship, but by embracing life's challenges with steady patience and wisdom. This ancient pine embodies that teaching. It has weathered countless storms, bending but never breaking, standing firm, even when fierce winds howl through the mountains. You place a hand lightly on its bark, feeling the rough texture beneath your fingers. There is a silent strength here, steady, grounded, eternal. Some Zen monks tell stories of trees like this pine, saying the tree's spirit teaches us about enduring without hardening, about growing roots deep enough to support whatever comes. What would happen if you faced your own struggles like this tree? Could you bend in the wind without snapping? Could you hold your ground without becoming rigid? You close your eyes and imagine yourself as the pine, rooted deeply in the earth, swaying gently with the breeze, but always standing tall. A soft gust lifts pine needles, scattering them like green snowflakes around your feet. You breathe in the crisp air and feel a calm confidence grow within your chest. The mountain around you seems alive with quiet wisdom, as if the very rocks and trees hold stories passed down through the ages. The teacher's voice comes softly to mind. True strength is found in flexibility. Wisdom grows from enduring with grace. As you continue along the trail, you carry the pine's whisper in your heart, a reminder that resilience is not resistance, but a gentle yielding that keeps you whole. Ahead, the path disappears into a swirling mist, and you sense the journey moving into deeper mystery. Section 6. The Fog and the Lantern. Navigating uncertainty with gentle light and calm presence. The trail narrows, and the air grows cool and damp as you step into a thickening fog that wraps the mountain like a soft white blanket. The world around you becomes blurred, the towering trees fading into ghostly shapes just beyond reach. Your footsteps seem muffled by the mist, and the familiar sounds of the forest quiet into an eerie hush. Yet in the midst of this obscurity, a warm glow appears ahead, a small lantern swinging gently from a wooden post. Its amber light flickers softly, cutting through the gray veil like a beacon. The light seems to promise guidance, a steady hand in this uncertain place. The Buddha taught that uncertainty is an inherent part of life. We often seek clarity and control. But true peace comes from embracing the unknown with openness and trust. You walk slowly toward the lantern, feeling its warmth seep into your skin. With every step, the fog thickens, but the light remains steady, unwavering. It does not push away the mist. Instead, it shines gently within it. Some Zen practitioners carry lanterns during meditation retreats held in dense forests or mountains. The lantern symbolizes presence and clarity amidst confusion and darkness. The light does not banish the fog. It offers a small, tender refuge. You pause and take a deep breath, feeling the moist air fill your lungs. The fog wraps around you, but inside, the lantern's glow fills your chest with calm. What would happen if you trusted the gentle light within, even when the path ahead is unclear? Could you move forward without seeing every step, guided simply by faith in your own presence? You watch the lantern's flame flicker as the breeze stirs and it steadies again. Like your own mind, it dances between flickers of doubt and moments of calm clarity. The fog whispers softly, reminding you that not all answers are visible. Some must be felt. Some revealed only when you stop straining and start simply being. As you walk on, the teacher's voice echoes in your heart. Light your own lantern. Let it guide you through the unknown. The path winds further into the mist, but your steps are confident now. The uncertainty no longer frightens you. It invites you to slow down, breathe, and trust. You realize that peace is not the absence of fog, but the presence of light within it. The mountain keeps its secrets, but you carry your lantern's glow, steady and sure, into the mystery ahead. Section 7. The Summit's View. Seeing life's complexities from a higher, clearer perspective. As you continue upward, the fog begins to thin, revealing glimpses of the world beyond the mountain's embrace. The trees gradually part, and you find yourself standing on a rocky ledge, overlooking a vast valley below. The air is crisp and clear, carrying the fresh scent of pine and distant earth. The Buddha taught that perspective is essential for understanding not only of the world, but of ourselves. Sometimes, only by rising above our troubles can we see the fuller picture, the interconnectedness of all things. You step to the edge of the ledge, feeling the solid rock beneath your feet. The valley stretches out like a vast tapestry of forests, rivers, and hills, painted in shades of green and blue, beneath a sky brushed with soft clouds. The sun begins to peek over the horizon, sending golden light spilling across the landscape. You watch as morning dew sparkles like jewels on the leaves below, and the world awakens in gentle, rhythmic harmony. Some Zen masters speak of seeing from the summit as a metaphor for clarity rising above the tangled thoughts and emotions, to witness life's true nature vast and unfolding. You close your eyes briefly and breathe deeply, feeling the expansive view seep into your consciousness. What once seemed overwhelming from below, reveals itself as part of a larger, beautiful whole. What would happen if you carried this broader perspective into your daily life? Could the mountains of worry and stress shrink beneath the light of understanding? You open your eyes to the valley bathed in dawn, feeling a sense of lightness and spaciousness you haven't known in a long time. The teacher's voice comes softly to mind. From the summit you see clearly the path behind you, the horizon ahead, and the endless sky above. You sit quietly on the ledge, the breeze brushing your skin, the warmth of the sun gently unfolding across your face. The world feels both vast and intimately close. A paradox held in perfect balance. As you prepare to continue, you realize that clarity is not a destination, but a journey, one that unfolds step by step, breath by breath. The trail descends now, winding gently back toward the forest, toward home. Section 8. The Path Home. Returning with newfound peace, carrying clarity into everyday life. The path begins its gentle descent, winding down through groves of tall trees, whose leaves whisper softly in the morning breeze. The air is fresh and filled with the scent of pine and damp earth. A quiet reminder of the mountain's enduring presence. You feel the solid ground beneath your feet steady and unwavering, as if the mountain itself is guiding each step you take. The Buddha taught that the journey to inner peace doesn't end at a summit or a moment of clarity. It continues in how you carry that peace into everyday life. The path home is as important as the climb. It's where the lessons you've gathered become part of your daily being. As you walk the sights and sounds around, you feel more vivid, the gentle rustling of leaves, the distant song of birds, the soft murmur of a nearby stream. Each breath you take connects you more deeply to this moment, to the present. You recall the winding trail you first stepped onto hours ago, and how much has changed within you since then. The mountain's rhythm has become your rhythm. The forest's stillness has settled in your heart. The breath of the earth moves through you steady and sure. What would it mean to bring this sense of calm and clarity into your everyday life? How might your relationships work and simple moments be touched by the quiet wisdom you've found here? The teacher's voice, gentle and steady, reminds you peace is not a place to reach, but a way to be. Let your steps carry that peace. You pause at the edge of a small clearing where sunlight filters through the trees, casting a warm glow across the mossy floor. You sit for a moment, letting the soft light bathe you, feeling gratitude for this journey and for the mountain's timeless teachings. You notice a single leaf drifting slowly to the ground, its descent graceful and unhurried. It reminds you of the journey itself, each moment unfolding naturally without rush or resistance. As you rise to continue, the path leads you back toward familiar sounds, the gentle breeze through the branches, the song of a distant bird, the hum of life all around. You carry with you the mountain's lessons, patience like the stream, resilience, like the pine openness, like the clearing and light, like the lantern in the fog. The world outside awaits, but you feel ready, rooted in calm, moving with clarity. You take one last deep breath, feeling the mountain's steady presence within you, a quiet flame that will burn gently through all your days. As your breath slows, feel every worry drift away, like leaves floating down a gentle stream. The world around you softens, fading into a calm silence filled with peace and light. Imagine the mountain path you walked tonight. The mossy stones, the whispering pines, the glowing lanterns, and know that this journey is always within you. You can return here any time, through your breath, your stillness, your heart. There is nothing to fix or chase. There is only this moment, vast and serene, where clarity and calm rest together. If your eyes grow heavy, let them close now. Let your body relax completely. Sink into the deep, steady peace you have found. You are safe. You are whole. You are deeply at peace. Story 4. Wisdom for Sleep Vertical Bar. The Paper Lantern Reflections on Impermanence and Peace. Section 1. The Flickering Lantern. You watch a paper lantern's gentle light and learn about life's fragile beauty. Hey guys, tonight we're going to explore some timeless Zen stories that have helped people find peace and relaxation for centuries. If your mind's been racing all day, these tales might gently pull you back to the stillness waiting within. Imagine yourself sitting in a quiet garden under the soft glow of a paper lantern. Its delicate light flickers gently in the evening breeze, casting warm shadows on the surrounding trees. The scent of blooming jasmine fills the air, mingling with the faint rustle of leaves. A natural lullaby, isn't it? In our busy lives, it's easy to forget that calm isn't out there. It's already yours to uncover. So before you get comfortable, take a moment to like the video and subscribe, but only if you genuinely enjoy what I do here. And I'd love to know where you're listening from tonight. Drop your location and local time in the comments so we can share this moment together across the world. Now dim the lights, maybe turn on a fan for that soft background hum, and let's ease into tonight's journey together. You sit quietly watching the paper lantern's flickering light. The thin rice paper walls of the lantern breathe with every gust of wind, their translucent surfaces glowing softly in the darkening garden. Each flicker of flame is delicate, yet persistent, like life itself shining bravely through the inevitable passing of time. The Buddha taught that impermanence is the nature of all things. Nothing remains unchanged, and attachment to permanence fuels suffering. Let that thought settle gently in your mind. The lantern's flame dances with the breeze, sometimes shrinking to a faint glimmer, sometimes brightening with sudden gusts. You realize it is both fragile and resilient, existing fully in the present moment, neither clinging to its light nor resisting the darkness. Some Zen monks practice lantern meditation, sitting quietly with a single flame, observing its changes without judgment or grasping. They learn to see how, like the flame, all experiences arise and fade in their own time. What would happen if you treated your own thoughts and emotions like this lantern's light? Could you hold them softly without trying to control or freeze them? You hear the wind rustling the leaves outside, a gentle whisper reminding you that life moves, shifts, and flows like the air around you. The paper lantern bends slightly, its light flickering again, reminding you that beauty often lives in fragility. The lantern illuminates the garden path, guiding you gently forward, not with harsh brightness, but with calm, steady presence. You breathe slowly, feeling the rhythm of your own breath syncing with the quiet dance of flame and shadow. And as the evening deepens, you settle into the gentle wisdom of impermanence, carried softly on the wings of the paper lantern's glow. Section 2. The Wind's Whisper. How the unseen wind teaches impermanence through quiet, persistent change. You remain seated, the paper lantern's gentle light casting soft dancing shadows on the nearby trees and the garden path. The night air is cool and carries a faint scent of earth and blooming jasmine, wrapping around you like a comforting shawl. As you breathe in deeply, the quiet rustling of leaves becomes more distinct, the subtle whisper of the wind weaving through branches overhead. The wind itself is invisible, yet you sense its presence everywhere in the movement of the lantern's flame. In the gentle sway of branches, in the soft caress on your skin. It is a reminder of impermanence, a force of change that touches all things without effort or resistance. The Buddha taught that nothing in life is fixed or permanent. All things arise and pass away. This is the nature of impermanence, or anicca, a foundational truth in Buddhist wisdom. Recognizing this can bring profound peace as it invites you to let go of clinging and open to life's constant flow. Some Zen stories tell of monks sitting quietly on windy mountainsides, listening not just to the sounds, but to the spaces between, learning to become one with the ever-moving air. They observe how the wind shapes the landscape subtly over time, how it carries seeds, scatters leaves, and wears down stones. Though unseen, its influence is powerful and transformative. Imagine the wind as a teacher, invisible yet ever-present, reminding you that change is natural and necessary. It moves gently through your life, sometimes a soft whisper, sometimes a gust that upends what you thought was steady. But always, it invites you to adapt, to bend, without breaking, to release what no longer serves you. The paper lantern you watch is a perfect companion to this lesson. Its light flickers and bends with the wind, never fighting, never holding too tightly. It reminds you that beauty can be found in flexibility, in the dance of giving way and shining on. You feel the breeze brush your skin again, cool and refreshing, and you breathe with it in and out, like a wave ebbing and flowing along a shore. What would happen if you allowed your thoughts and emotions to move through you like this wind, to pass gently without clinging or resisting? You reflect on the restless moments in your day, the worries or fears that stir like gusts in your mind. Could you welcome them as guests, acknowledge their presence, and then let them drift away like leaves carried on the breeze? The wind's whisper teaches patience and acceptance. It shows how transformation unfolds gradually, without force. And through its quiet guidance, you begin to understand how peace grows, not by holding on, but by releasing, by embracing the natural rhythm of change. As the night deepens, the lantern's flame steadies again, glowing warmly against the darkened garden. You sit calmly, breathing slowly, feeling yourself part of this vast and gentle flow. The teacher's voice comes softly to your heart. Let the wind carry your worries away. Be present in the movement, steady in your light. With this, you settle deeper into stillness, your breath aligned with the endless dance of air and flame. Section 3. The Falling Petals. A story of cherry blossoms and embracing the natural cycle of growth and loss. You rise gently from the garden bench, leaving behind the steady flicker of the paper lantern and stepping toward a quiet path lined with cherry trees. The air here is fragrant, with the delicate scent of blossoms, their soft pink petals glowing faintly in the moonlight. As you walk beneath the gently arching branches, you notice how some petals cling tenderly while others drift slowly down, carried by a light breeze. The Buddha taught that life is a cycle of birth, growth, decay, and renewal. A natural rhythm reflected in the seasons and in ourselves. Impermanence is not something to fear, but a truth to embrace with open heart. The falling petals are a perfect symbol, beautiful in bloom, graceful in release. You pause and watch as a flurry of petals descends, swirling around you like soft rain. Their delicate fall seems to whisper a timeless story, one of letting go with grace, of accepting the fleeting nature of all things. Some Zen monks meditate during the cherry blossom season, contemplating the blossom's transient beauty. They remind us that just as the petals fall, so too do our joys and sorrows arise and fade. Embracing this helps ease the suffering caused by attachment. You breathe deeply, inhaling the sweet scent and feeling the cool night air against your skin. What would happen if you accepted each moment as fleeting, precious, precisely because it cannot last forever? The petals' dance teaches you about the beauty in change. Their fall is neither loss nor failure, but a gentle transition making way for new growth. You sense how holding too tightly to what is blooming now only causes pain when it inevitably fades. As you continue walking, you notice the ground beneath the trees is softly carpeted with pink petals, a tender reminder of impermanence's gentle touch. You feel a quiet peace settle in your chest, an acceptance born not from resignation, but from profound understanding. The teacher's voice echoes softly, like the petals life is meant to be savored and released. Clinging only clouds the joy of now. You sit beneath the blossoms for a moment, the canopy above awash in pale moonlight. The world feels fragile and strong all at once. Fragile in its fleetingness, strong in its endless cycles. With each breath, you feel more connected to this natural rhythm. You learn to welcome the coming and going of all things, just as the trees welcome the spring and the fall. Your mind grows quiet, like a still pond, reflecting the petals gently drifting on its surface. Section 4. The Quiet Flame. Discovering peace in the soft, steady light despite darkness around. You leave the cherry blossom grove behind, carrying with you the soft image of petals drifting gently to the earth. The path now leads you into a small clearing where a single lantern burns quietly on a wooden post. Its flame is modest, neither too bright nor too faint, flickering softly in the gentle night breeze. You sit nearby on a smooth stone, letting your eyes rest on the quiet flame. The Buddha taught that peace is not found in the absence of darkness, but in the presence of light within it. This quiet flame, steadfast amid shadows, reminds you that even in uncertain or difficult times, a gentle inner light can guide and comfort you. Some Zen monks practice fire meditation, focusing their attention on a single flame. They observe its dance, how it moves unpredictably, yet never loses its essence. Through this, they cultivate acceptance and calm amidst life's inevitable fluctuations. You watch the flame carefully. It bends with the breeze, then steadies again. Sometimes it seems almost fragile, but its persistence is quietly powerful. The flame neither fights the wind nor gives into it. It simply exists, radiating warmth and light. What would happen if you nurtured your own inner flame with such gentleness? Could you find a peaceful strength that endures through change and uncertainty? You take a slow breath and feel the calm warmth spread from your chest outward. The darkness around you feels less threatening, softened by this small, steady light. The flame's glow illuminates the surrounding garden, casting soft shadows that sway slowly like whispered secrets. It invites you to slow your mind to rest in presence, without rushing or resisting. You remember moments when you felt overwhelmed, as if engulfed in shadows. Yet now you realize peace is not about banishing those shadows, but about allowing your inner light to shine through them. The teacher's voice comes gently to your heart. Even the smallest light can dispel the deepest darkness. Trust your own quiet flame. You sit in silence, feeling the rhythm of your breath harmonize with the flame's flicker. Your thoughts slow, each one passing like a gentle wave. As night deepens, the quiet flame burns steadily, a beacon of resilience and hope. Section 5. The Empty Frame. Reflections on holding space for change without resistance or fear. The quiet flame fades slowly as you rise and continue along the winding garden path. The soft earth beneath your feet feels comforting and familiar, carrying you gently forward through the night. Ahead, you notice an empty wooden frame resting against a tree trunk, its edges worn smooth by time and weather. It stands quietly open to the world, yet holding no picture or canvas. The Buddha taught that the mind is like this empty frame, a space that can hold any experience without attachment or resistance. When we stop trying to fill every moment with expectations, opinions, or fears, we create room for true peace and clarity. Some Zen monks meditate on emptiness not as a void, but as a receptive openness that embraces all things without clinging. The empty frame reminds you that letting go is not loss, but spaciousness, a gentle holding of what is without grasping. You reach out and touch the frame's smooth surface, feeling the grain of the wood beneath your fingers. It is strong, yet open, waiting to receive whatever might come into view. What would happen if you allowed your mind to become like this frame, to hold your experiences with kindness without labeling or resisting? You take a deep breath, letting your thoughts settle like leaves falling gently to the ground. Each worry, each judgment drifts away as you open yourself to the present moment's vastness. The garden around you seems quieter now, as if the trees themselves are breathing with you, steady and calm. The teacher's voice speaks softly within. Peace grows in the space between thoughts. In the willingness to be empty, we find fullness. You imagine the empty frame capturing the soft light of the lanterns, the rustling leaves, the calm night sky, all held together in perfect harmony. You sit beside the frame a while, resting in its quiet presence. You realize that holding space for change without fear allows life to unfold naturally. As your breath slows, you feel a deep sense of spaciousness within a calm that carries you gently through the night. Section 6. The Passing Shadow. Learning to observe thoughts and feelings as passing visitors. You rise from the empty frame and continue along the garden's winding path, the night deepening around you like a soft velvet curtain. Shadows stretch and shift beneath the moonlight, cast by the delicate branches of nearby trees and the flickering paper lanterns hung along the way. Each shadow moves quietly, fleeting and insubstantial, yet deeply present in this moment. The Buddha taught that our thoughts and emotions are like these shadows. They arise and pass, never fixed, always changing. Clinging to them or fearing their presence only brings suffering. But observing them as passing visitors can bring peace. Some Zen monks practice shadow meditation, sitting quietly as they watch the play of light and darkness on a wall or floor. They notice how shadows shift, shape fade, and reappear without effort or attachment. Through this, they learn to see their own thoughts as ephemeral, neither good nor bad, simply present and then gone. You pause and watch a shadow flicker across the stone path, a branch moving in the breeze. It morphs and disappears, then another takes its place. You feel the rhythm of this quiet dance, the ever-changing interplay of light and dark. What if you could observe your thoughts and feelings the same way? Not chasing or suppressing them, but simply noticing their coming and going. As you breathe slowly, you bring to mind moments when your mind has been busy racing with worries, excitement, or doubt. Yet, now in this quiet space, those moments seem less overwhelming, less fixed. The shadows remind you of the impermanence in all things. They are never static, never permanent. You realize that your own inner world is much the same. The teacher's voice comes softly. When you see your mind like passing shadows, you no longer fear the dark. You learn to rest in the light between. You close your eyes and imagine your thoughts drifting by like shadows, sometimes clear, sometimes faint, but always temporary. A gentle breeze stirs the lanterns, causing their flames to flicker and cast new shapes. The garden feels alive, vibrant with change and possibility. You sit with this quiet awareness, feeling the ebb and flow of your mind's landscape. As your breath deepens, you find a peaceful distance from the noise and clutter. You rest in the knowing that all things come and go, and in that flow, there is freedom. Section 7. The Morning Dew. Embracing freshness and new beginnings through simple mindful presence. As night gently yields to dawn, you find yourself on a quiet hillside where the first light of morning begins to touch the earth. The air is cool and crisp, carrying the fresh scent of dew-kissed grass and blooming wildflowers. You sit on a soft patch of moss, feeling the gentle warmth of the rising sun as it slowly spreads across the landscape. The Buddha taught that each moment is an opportunity for renewal, a chance to awaken fresh and free from the burdens of yesterday. The morning dew, delicate and fleeting, embodies this teaching perfectly. It appears each day anew, glistening like tiny jewels, before quietly vanishing with the sun's warmth. You look closely at the dew resting on a blade of grass. It trembles slightly with the breeze catching the light and scattering it in sparkling patterns. For a brief moment, this small drop contains the brilliance of the entire morning. And then as the sun climbs higher, it slips away, but the freshness remains, inviting the cycle to begin again. Some Zen monks rise before dawn to meditate with the morning light, using the dew as a reminder to approach life with freshness and openness. They learn to release the past and greet each new moment as a precious gift. What would it feel like if you carried the freshness of morning dew within your heart? If each breath was a new beginning, washing away yesterday's worries and doubts, you breathe deeply, inhaling the clean, cool air. With every exhale, you imagine releasing stale thoughts, allowing space for new insights to bloom. The world awakens around you, the distant song of birds, the soft rustling of leaves, the gentle buzz of insects beginning their day. Each sound is crisp and clear, a part of the symphony of renewal. The teacher's voice seems to echo within. Be like the dew, fresh, clear, and ready to meet whatever comes with openness and grace. You close your eyes and feel the lightness growing in your chest, a quiet joy that accompanies the promise of new beginnings. The morning sun climbs higher, bathing the hillside in golden warmth. You rise slowly, feeling refreshed and ready to continue your journey. Section 8. The lanterns glow within, returning inward to steady light and lasting peace. You follow a winding path back toward the garden where your journey began, the early sunlight filtering softly through the trees. The air feels warm yet gentle, filled with a delicate sense of blossoms and fresh earth. As you approach, you notice the paper lantern resting quietly in its usual place, its glow steady and inviting, despite the brightening day. The Buddha taught that true peace is found not outside of ourselves, but within a steady light that remains even amid life's inevitable changes. The lantern's glow is a symbol of that inner light, a quiet wisdom that guides and comforts no matter the surrounding darkness. You sit beside the lantern, feeling the calm radiate from its gentle flame. The world seems to slow the noises and distractions, fading into a soft hum. Your breath deep and steady, and even aligning with the subtle pulse of this quiet moment. Some Zen masters speak of returning home to this inner light whenever the mind grows restless or overwhelmed. It's a place beyond thought and emotion, a space of spaciousness and stillness where you can rest fully. What would happen if you carried this lantern's glow within you every day? How might its steady warmth help you navigate challenges, uncertainties, and change? You close your eyes and visualize the flame burning bright inside your chest, small but unwavering. It's a light that needs no fuel beyond your own presence, glowing softly through joy and sorrow alike. The garden around you seems alive with quiet energy, the rustling leaves, the distant song of a bird, the gentle breeze that moves through the branches. All these sounds blend into a peaceful harmony, echoing the steady glow within. The teacher's voice whispers gently in your heart. The lantern's light is always with you. Trust in your own steady flame. You're never truly alone. You sit longer in this tranquil space, feeling your body relax completely. Thoughts drift by like passing clouds, unhurried and free. As your breath slows further, you sense a deep peace settling into your bones. A calm that carries you beyond the moment, into lasting serenity. The lantern's glow fades softly, but its warmth remains a quiet ember of wisdom glowing in the depths of your being. As your breath slows, feel every worry gently slip away, like leaves floating down a quiet stream. The world around you softens and fades into a peaceful silence filled with calm and light. Imagine the paper lantern's glow within you, steady, warm, and comforting. It is a light that never dims, a beacon that guides you through any darkness. You carry this peace wherever you go. There is nothing to fix or chase. There is only this moment vast and serene, where wisdom and stillness meet. If your eyes grow heavy, let them close now. Let your body sink deeply into relaxation. Your mind floating freely like a calm lake under a starry sky. You are safe, you are whole, you are deeply, deeply at peace. Good night. Sleep well. May your dreams be filled with the gentle reflections and tender light of the paper lantern. Story 5. Zen Stories for Sleep Vertical Bar. The Fisherman's Net and the Ocean of Stillness. Section 1. The Fisherman's Morning. You join a fisherman preparing his net at dawn, sensing the day's calm potential. Hey guys, tonight we're going to explore some timeless Zen stories that have helped people find peace and relaxation for centuries. If your mind's been racing all day, these tales might gently pull you back to the stillness waiting within. Imagine yourself standing at the edge of a quiet sea at dawn. The sky is just beginning to lighten, soft hues of pink and gold reflecting on the calm water. You hear the gentle lapping of waves and the distant call of seabirds, their cries weaving into the morning air like a soothing melody. In our busy lives, it's easy to forget that calm isn't out there. It's already yours to uncover. So before you get comfortable, take a moment to like the video and subscribe, but only if you genuinely enjoy what I do here. And I'd love to know where you're listening from tonight. Drop your location and local time in the comments so we can share this moment together across the world. Now dim the lights, maybe turn on a fan for that soft background hum, and let's ease into tonight's journey together. You find yourself beside an old fisherman preparing his net for the day's catch. His hands are steady, worn by years of work, but his movements are calm and purposeful. The salty breeze brushes against your skin, carrying the scent of seaweed and fresh water. The fisherman's net lies coiled at his feet, a tangled web of threads waiting to be cast into the vast ocean. His gaze is serene eyes, reflecting a deep connection to the sea and the life it holds. The Buddha taught that true presence arises in the simple acts of daily life, when attention rests fully in the here and now, free from distraction. Watching the fisherman, you begin to see how patience and mindfulness intertwine in his routine. Some Zen practitioners say that fishing is a perfect meditation. The act of casting the net, waiting and gathering, is a mirror for the mind's rhythm moments of effort, surrender, and gentle reception. You notice how the fisherman breathes evenly, matching the ebb and flow of the tide. Each inhale draws in the cool ocean air. Each exhale releases tension and expectation. What would happen if you approached your own day like this fisherman with steady hands, a calm heart, and patience for what unfolds? The early light grows brighter as the fisherman prepares to cast his net. You feel a quiet anticipation, a stillness that fills the space between waves and sky. The ocean before you stretches endlessly calm and mysterious. It holds both promise and unknown depths, much like your own inner mind. You settle into the rhythm of the moment, breathing slowly, feeling the gentle pulse of the sea around you. The fisherman lifts his net, his movements smooth and unhurried, ready to send it into the wide, still water. Section 2. Casting the net. Discover the patience and presence in casting the net into the vast, still ocean. You watch as the fisherman carefully gathers his net, feeling the weight of the woven threads in his hands. The early morning light reflects softly off the ocean's surface, casting a serene glow over everything. The air is crisp and salty, carrying a gentle breeze that ripples through the water and brushes lightly against your skin. The fisherman pauses for a moment, eyes scanning the horizon where sea and sky meet in a delicate embrace. Then, with quiet grace, he raises the net, letting it unfurl slowly over his shoulder before casting it out into the ocean's vast expanse. The net arcs through the air in a wide, graceful sweep before settling gently on the water, spreading open like a delicate web, designed to catch what comes naturally. The fisherman's movements are deliberate but unhurried, embodying patience and presence in every gesture. The Buddha taught that mindfulness is the foundation of peace, that true calm arises when we fully attend to the present moment without rushing or forcing. Watching the fisherman cast his net, you realize this simple act is a meditation, an embodiment of surrender and trust in the flow of life. Some Zen monks liken life to casting a net into an ocean of possibilities. They remind us that while we can't control what the net will catch, we can choose how we cast it with calm intention, without grasping or fear. You notice how the fisherman stands steady, his feet rooted firmly in the sand, as if connected to the earth's deep strength. His breath is slow and even, sinking naturally with the rhythm of the waves. What would happen if you cast your own net, your intentions, your efforts without anxiety about the results? Could you release control and trust the unfolding knowing that the ocean will bring what is needed? As you breathe in the fresh sea air, you feel a soft tension dissolve from your shoulders, replaced by a gentle openness. The net rests lightly on the water's surface, drifting with the current, waiting. The ocean before you is vast and mysterious. Its depths hidden, yet its surface calm, reflecting the soft morning light like a mirror. This stillness feels like a vast, welcoming space where all things are possible. You notice the delicate play of light on the ripples, the quiet song of the waves lapping against the shore. Nature's own lullaby invites you to let go and be present. The fisherman remains silent, patient in his waiting. His gaze is steady, his heart calm. You realize that in the act of waiting, there is learning the lesson of surrendered trust and the quiet power of patience. The Buddha's teaching on upekkha equanimity echoes softly in your mind, maintaining balance and peace, regardless of life's changing tides. As moments pass, the ocean continues its steady rhythm, and you begin to sense the vast ocean of stillness beneath the surface, the unchanging calm underlying all movement. The fisherman's net drifts gently, a symbol of your own efforts, cast into the unknown, held by faith rather than grasping. You sit quietly beside him, breathing in sync with the tide, resting in the calm presence of the moment. Section 3. The Waiting Game. Lessons on surrender and trust while waiting for the catch beneath the surface. The ocean's gentle rhythm surrounds you as you sit beside the fisherman, the vastness of the sea stretching endlessly before you. The net floats quietly on the water's surface, waiting without urgency or expectation. The early sun now peaks above the horizon, casting a warm, golden glow across the waves. The Buddha taught that surrender is a profound form of strength, the courage to release control and trust in the natural unfolding of life. The fisherman's quiet waiting exemplifies this teaching, as he remains patient and present, neither grasping for the catch nor resisting the uncertainty of the moment. You notice how the fisherman's gaze is steady yet soft, a quiet acceptance in his eyes. His hands rest lightly on his knees, relaxed but ready. The net is neither tossed hastily nor pulled in too soon. Instead, there is a deep trust that the ocean will reveal its bounty in its own time. Some Zen monks practice waiting meditation, sitting in stillness, without craving or aversion, allowing thoughts and feelings to come and go, like waves on the shore. Through this practice, they cultivate patience, equanimity, and peace amid life's uncertainties. What would happen if you met your own moments of waiting with this kind of calm surrender? Could you let go of the need to rush or force outcomes, trusting instead the flow of life beneath the surface? You take a slow breath, feeling the salty air fill your lungs. The sound of the waves lapping gently against the boat creates a soothing rhythm like a heartbeat, steady and true. The fisherman hums a quiet tune, soft and steady, blending with the ocean's song. It is a melody of patience and acceptance, a reminder that not all things are immediate. Some unfold only in their own time, You watch as a small fish occasionally breaks the surface, shimmering in the morning light, before diving back into the depths. The ocean's life is vibrant, yet hidden, moving beneath the stillness you see. The fisherman's hands rest calmly on the net, fingers lightly tracing the worn threads. You sense his deep connection to this moment, a relationship built on trust, presence, and humble acceptance. The Buddha's teaching of anicca, impermanence, reminds you that this moment too will pass, giving way to what comes next. Waiting is not passive. It is an active presence, a gentle dance with time and change. You feel your own mind soften, releasing tension and urgency. Your thoughts quiet, settling into a space of spaciousness and ease. The ocean before you is vast and calm, a mirror reflecting the endless sky above. In its depths lies a stillness that transcends waves and wind, an ocean of peace beneath life's surface storms. The fisherman's quiet waiting teaches you to rest in this stillness, to embrace uncertainty without fear or frustration. As the sun climbs higher, the net begins to shift subtly. A gentle tug ripples through the threads, and the fisherman's hands spring to action, steady and sure. You watch as he carefully begins to draw the net in a slow, mindful process filled with gratitude for the gifts the ocean offers. This moment between waiting and receiving is a lesson in balance, surrender, and trust. You breathe deeply, feeling gratitude swell in your chest and a quiet peace settle over your spirit. Section 4. The ocean's depths. Exploring the stillness beneath life's surface turbulence, like the ocean deep below waves. The net, heavy now with its catch, slowly lifts from the water's surface as the fisherman begins to draw it toward the boat. Each movement is deliberate, gentle yet purposeful, like a dance practiced countless times under the open sky. You watch the rippling ocean mirror the soft hues of the early sun waves rolling quietly beneath the boat's steady hull. The Buddha taught that beneath the turbulence of life lies an unshakable stillness, a deep ocean of peace within every being. Though the surface may be restless, buffeted by storms and shifting winds, there is a calm depth waiting to be discovered if we dare to look. You close your eyes briefly and imagine yourself like the ocean, with waves rising and falling, but a vast, serene depth beneath. Each wave, like a thought or emotion, is temporary, passing naturally without resistance. The deeper part of you remains steady and whole. Some Zen practitioners meditate by focusing on this inner ocean, feeling the flow of sensations on the surface while anchoring awareness in the silent depths. It is a practice of witnessing without clinging, observing the rise and fall of experience without being swept away. The boat rocks softly as the fisherman pulls in the net, revealing shimmering fish glinting in the morning light. You sense the gratitude in his movements, not just for the catch, but for the ocean that sustains life, for the rhythm that allows all things to ebb and flow. What would happen if you looked beneath your own surface restlessness? Could you find that place of stillness untroubled by passing storms? You take a deep breath, feeling the cool sea air fill your lungs, calming your thoughts like the ocean calming its waves. The steady sound of water moving against the boat soothes your mind, inviting you to settle into peace. The fisherman smiles softly, eyes reflecting the vast horizon. His quiet presence teaches that wisdom comes not from fighting the tides, but from surrendering to the depths within. You open your eyes and gaze out over the water, feeling a profound connection to this immense, tranquil expanse. The ocean's depth holds mystery and calm, reminding you that even amid life's turbulence, you are anchored in peace. As the net settles on the boat's floor, you feel a gentle stillness grow within you, a quiet confidence rooted in the knowing of your own oceanic heart. Section 5. The Tangled Net. A story of untangling life's complications with gentle awareness and care. The boat rocks gently as the fisherman begins to untangle the net, now heavy with the morning's catch. The thick ropes once coiled neatly before the cast have twisted and knotted in the ocean's embrace. Each knot requires patient attention, a careful, deliberate effort to loosen without causing damage. You watch as the fisherman's fingers move with practiced ease, deftly working through the tangles. His expression is calm, focused, as if this task is both a challenge and a meditation. The Buddha taught that life's complications, our worries, fears, and attachments, often become like this tangled net. They bind us in confusion and frustration when we try to force solutions or ignore the knots. But with gentle awareness and patient care, we can slowly untangle the mess and restore clarity. Some Zen monks say that untangling the net is a metaphor for the mind's work, patiently observing tangled thoughts and emotions, gently loosening each knot without harsh judgment or rush. It's a practice of kindness, patience, and presence. You imagine your own mind as this net full of knots representing difficult feelings, old stories, and burdens you carry. What if you treated these knots with the same gentle care as the fisherman, taking time to understand and slowly unravel without frustration? You take a deep breath and feel a sense of calm as you picture working through the tangles, each knot released, bringing relief and space for fresh clarity. The fisherman hums softly as he works, a steady rhythm accompanying his hands. His movements remind you that this process cannot be rushed. Patience is essential. As the knots begin to loosen, you see how the net regains its graceful form, ready once again to fulfill its purpose. This delicate work reflects the Buddha's teaching of compassion, both for ourselves and others. When we approach our struggles with kindness, we create room for healing and transformation. You notice the sun climbing higher, warming your skin and sparkling on the water's surface. The boat feels steady beneath you, anchored by the fisherman's quiet diligence. You realize that life's knots, no matter how tangled, can be patiently undone with gentle presence and care. The fisherman lifts the net, now smooth and ready to be cast again, and looks out over the calm ocean. His eyes meet yours, sharing a silent message. With patience and compassion, all knots can be untied. You sit quietly, breathing in the fresh sea air, feeling your own mind relax and expand with this understanding. Section 6. The Returning Boat. Returning from the ocean, with a new understanding of effort and release. The fisherman begins to steady the boat as the sun climbs higher, signaling the time to return to shore. The gentle sway of the waves rocks you both softly, carrying the vessel forward as the familiar coastline slowly comes into view. The salt-kissed breeze ruffles your hair, mixing with the soft murmur of seabirds returning to their nests. The Buddha taught that life's journey is a cycle of departure and return, a continual movement between effort and rest-seeking and arrival. The returning boat is a symbol of this cycle, a reminder that every voyage out into the unknown must eventually circle back home, carrying lessons and gifts gathered along the way. You watch as the fisherman secures the net and prepares the boat for the final leg of the journey. His movements remain deliberate and calm, embodying a quiet confidence born from experience and trust. The catch lies before him, a tangible reward, yes, but also a symbol of patience, presence, and surrender. Some Zen masters tell stories of fishermen like this one, who understand that success is not measured only by what is caught, but by the serenity with which the work is done. They remind us that effort without attachment and rest without guilt are both necessary for harmony. You take a deep breath, feeling the rhythmic rocking of the boat beneath you and the expansive sky above. What would it mean for you to return from your own journeys, whether physical or inner, with a heart full of gratitude and peace, rather than clinging to outcomes or worries? As the shore draws nearer, the fisherman hums a quiet tune, a song without words, steady and soothing. It blends with the gentle sounds of waves kissing the beach and the distant chatter of morning life awakening. The water around the boat shimmers with sunlight, each ripple reflecting the sky in fragmented diamonds. The ocean seems both vast and intimately close, a reminder of the interconnectedness of all things. You realize that this moment of return is not an end, but a new beginning, an opportunity to bring the ocean's lessons of stillness, patience, and surrender into your everyday life. The fisherman's eyes meet yours, sharing a gentle smile that speaks of wisdom earned and peace found. You sit quietly, feeling the warmth of the sun and the steady presence of the sea within you. The shore comes into view, the boat gliding toward the familiar sand, carrying not just a catch, but a deeper understanding of life's flow. Section 7. The Fisherman's Song. The healing power of rhythm nature and quiet song in daily life. The boat nudges softly against the shore, the rhythm of the waves lapping gently as the fisherman steps out onto the sand. You follow, feeling the cool grains beneath your feet, the steady pulse of the earth grounding you after the vast openness of the sea. Around you, the early morning hum of the village stirs, birds chirping softly, the distant chatter of fishermen preparing for their day, the faint scent of salt and wood smoke mingling in the air. The fisherman begins to hum a low, steady melody, a song born from the rhythm of the sea and the cadence of the nets. His voice is soft, but sure, weaving with the sounds of the morning, like a thread tying everything together. You find yourself drawn into the song, feeling its healing power ripple through your body and mind. The Buddha taught that rhythm and repetition can be paths to mindfulness and peace through the steady beat of a chant, the slow flow of breath, or the gentle motion of daily work. This song, simple yet profound, carries the wisdom of the sea and the patience of the fisherman's hands. Some Zen monks chant sutras in rhythmic tones, using sound to anchor their attention and calm the restless mind. Like the fisherman's song, these rhythms become a gentle guide back to presence, to the quiet center within. As you listen, you notice how the melody aligns with the natural sounds around you, the rustling leaves, the soft crashing of waves, the distant call of a heron taking flight. The song becomes a bridge between your inner world and the living landscape, a reminder that healing often lies in connection. What if you brought this rhythm into your own daily moments? Could the steady beat of your breath or a simple tune help ease tension and foster calm? You breathe deeply, feeling the song's vibration resonate through your chest and shoulders, loosening tightness and inviting ease. The melody sways gently, never hurried, never strained, just like the movement of the ocean and the patient work of the fisherman. The village awakens around you, people moving slowly, mindfully as the new day begins. The fisherman's song seems to invite you to carry this mindful rhythm into your life, to find healing not only in grand moments, but in quiet, everyday presence. You close your eyes briefly, letting the song wash over you like a soft wave, bringing peace and renewal. The Buddha's teaching on compassion comes to mind, that by nurturing gentle rhythms and kindness within ourselves, we can extend that peace outward to others. As the song fades into the morning breeze, you feel a gentle stillness settle deep inside, a steady healing light that will carry you forward. Section 8. The Ocean of Stillness Within. Resting in the vast, peaceful ocean of your own inner mind. You sit quietly on the soft sand, feeling the warmth of the morning sun on your skin and the gentle pulse of the earth beneath you. The sea stretches endlessly before you, its surface shimmering like a vast mirror reflecting the boundless sky. The fisherman has moved on to ready his boat for another day, but you remain absorbed in the quiet majesty of the ocean and the stillness it inspires. The Buddha taught that beneath the ceaseless waves of thoughts and emotions lies a deep, unchanging ocean of stillness, an inner refuge that is always accessible no matter the storms on the surface. This ocean within is the true home of peace, vast and calm beyond measure. You close your eyes and breathe deeply, sinking into this awareness. With every inhale, you draw in the salty air, fresh and pure. With every exhale, you release tension, worry, and restlessness. Your body relaxes completely, and your mind becomes like the ocean's deep waters, quiet, expansive, and steady. Some Zen masters speak of this inner ocean as the ultimate teacher. They meditate on its depths, discovering that the waves of passing thoughts are like the surface tides, ever-changing, transient, but never touching the tranquil depths beneath. This inner stillness is not empty or void. Rather, it is full of spaciousness and possibility. What would happen if you could rest in this ocean of stillness within returning there? Whenever the noise of daily life becomes overwhelming, how might your challenges look from this peaceful vantage point? You imagine yourself as a tiny boat floating gently on this vast sea. The waves rise and fall around you, but you remain steady, buoyed by the calm beneath. The surface currents may sway and shift, but your center holds firm. The ocean breeze carries the distant calls of seabirds and the soft murmur of waves. Time seems to slow each moment, stretching like the endless horizon before you. You feel connected not only to the world around you, but to something deeper within. The fisherman's song, which had lingered in your heart, now fades into silence, leaving a pure resonance of peace. It's as if the ocean itself sings a quiet lullaby, inviting you to rest. The Buddha's teaching on mindfulness returns gently that peace arises not from escaping life's storms, but from embracing each moment fully with open-hearted awareness. You sit in this ocean of stillness, feeling every breath like a wave washing over you, cleansing and renewing. The vastness within holds no judgment or expectation, only acceptance and love. The sky above reflects on the water's surface, a seamless blending of earth and heavens. You realize that this stillness is your true nature, unchanging, vast, and luminous. As your breath slows even further, you feel a profound sense of gratitude for this journey, the fisherman's net, the ocean's rhythm, the patient waiting, the gentle song, and now, the vast stillness resting in your heart. You know that this ocean of peace is always with you, a sanctuary to return to whenever you need. Let the waves of calm carry you into restful sleep, the steady rhythm of the sea echoing softly in your mind. As your breath softens and slows, feel every worry and thought drift away like waves receding on a quiet shore. The vast ocean of stillness within you expands gently, a calm refuge, holding all moments with ease. Imagine the steady light of the fisherman's lantern glowing softly in your chest, a warm beacon shining through any darkness. This light, this peace, is always present, a quiet home you can carry wherever you go. There is nothing to fix, nothing to chase. There is only this serene moment, vast and boundless. If your eyes grow heavy, allow them to close, sinking into the soothing embrace of calm. Your body relaxes fully, every muscle softening like the gentle swell of the sea. Know that you are safe. You are whole, and you are deeply, deeply at peace. Good night. Sleep well. May your dreams be filled with the gentle rhythm and wisdom of the ocean. Story 6. Buddhist Teachings for Relaxation, Vertical Bar. The Golden Sandals, a Tale of Mindful Steps. Section 1. The Golden Sandals. You receive a pair of golden sandals, symbolizing a mindful journey through life's paths. Hey guys, tonight we're going to explore some timeless Zen stories that have helped people find peace and relaxation for centuries. If your mind's been racing all day, these tales might gently pull you back to the stillness waiting within. Imagine yourself standing at the edge of a quiet village path where a pair of golden sandals lies, waiting on a wooden bench, softly gleaming in the afternoon sun. The air is warm, filled with the subtle scent of jasmine and earth, and a gentle breeze rustles the leaves overhead. A natural lullaby, isn't it? In our busy lives, it's easy to forget that calm isn't out there. It's already yours to uncover. So before you get comfortable, take a moment to like the video and subscribe, but only if you genuinely enjoy what I do here. And I'd love to know where you're listening from tonight. Drop your location and local time in the comments so we can share this moment together across the world. Now dim the lights, maybe turn on a fan for that soft background hum, and let's ease into tonight's journey together. You reach down, and pick up the golden sandals, feeling their smooth leather and delicate embroidery against your fingers. These aren't ordinary sandals. They carry the promise of a mindful journey, a path walked with awareness and presence. As you slip them onto your feet, you notice how light they feel, as if they were made not just for walking, but for moving through life with intention. The Buddha taught that the path to peace begins with mindful steps, each one taken fully with attention to the body, breath, and moment. Walking meditation, or kinhin, is an ancient practice where each step becomes a chance to return to presence, to ground yourself in the here and now. Some monks wear simple sandals as they walk through their days, using the feel of the ground beneath their feet as an anchor for mindfulness. Imagine how it would feel to walk with such care. Each footfall a gentle reminder of life's preciousness. You lift your foot and place it softly on the dirt path, noticing the sensation of earth meeting skin. Each step becomes a small ceremony, aware, deliberate calm. What would happen if you treated every step in your life this way? Could the simple act of walking become a meditation? A way to soothe the restless mind. As you walk forward, the village unfolds around you. Children playing quietly, the faint scent of incense drifting from a temple, the soft murmur of neighbors chatting. You move through this world with open eyes and a peaceful heart, feeling the rhythm of your breath align with your steps. The golden sandals carry you gently along, reminding you that presence is the true destination. Section 2. The first step. Learning to take deliberate present steps, aware of each movement and breath. You continue down the village path, each step measured and deliberate, guided by the gentle weight of the golden sandals beneath your feet. The sun warms your skin as it filters softly through the branches of nearby trees, casting playful shadows that dance along the path. You hear the faint hum of daily life, birds chirping, the distant murmur of voices, the soft rustle of leaves stirred by a mild breeze. The Buddha taught that the first step is always the most important, not because it carries you far, but because it anchors you in the present moment. Mindful walking invites you to fully inhabit each step, turning what might seem an ordinary act into a gateway to deeper awareness. With every footfall, you notice the subtle sensations, the coolness of the earth beneath your soul, the slight give of the soil, the gentle friction as your sandal brushes the ground. Your body is engaged, yet relaxed. Your breath flows steadily in harmony with your movements. Some Zen practitioners use walking meditation as a way to reconnect when their minds feel scattered or overwhelmed. They slow down, tune in, and let the rhythm of their steps bring them back to stillness. Imagine doing the same now, your thoughts softening, your worries slipping away as you breathe in sync with your steps. What would it feel like if you treated every movement not just walking, but sitting, breathing, and simply being with this level of attention? Could you discover peace in the spaces between thoughts? As you walk, your senses sharpen. You notice the texture of the path, a mixture of packed earth, scattered pebbles, and soft moss growing at the edges. The smell of fresh grass blends with faint floral notes drifting from nearby gardens. The warmth of sunlight touches your face, and you feel it grounding you to the earth. You begin to sense the subtle energy flowing through your legs and feet. The muscles engage and release with each step, a gentle wave of movement that propels you forward. Your body moves with intention, embodying a balance between effort and ease. The golden sandals become more than footwear. They are a symbol of your journey. Each step a small act of mindfulness, a tender practice of presence. The teacher's voice echoes softly in your mind. Every journey begins with a single step, but that step, when taken with awareness, carries you home. You realize that it's not the distance traveled that matters, but the quality of each step, the invitation to be fully here now. As your breath deepens, you feel your mind quieting, settling like still water reflecting the sky. With the path unfolding gently ahead, you continue walking, carrying a growing sense of calm and clarity with every mindful step. Section 3. Walking through the market. Encountering distractions and practicing gentle return to awareness. The village path leads you toward the bustling market, a vibrant tapestry of colors, sounds, and scents that awaken the senses. Stalls line the narrow streets, filled with fresh fruits, fragrant spices, handmade crafts, and the lively chatter of vendors and customers. The golden sandals carry you gently over the cobblestones, each step steady despite the lively energy all around. The Buddha taught that life is full of distractions, external and internal, that can pull us away from mindful presence. Yet, the true practice is to engage with the world fully while returning gently to awareness when the mind wanders. As you walk through the market, the scents of sweet mangoes and sharp citrus mingle with the spicy aroma of cinnamon and cardamom. Vendors call out their wares, voices rising and falling in animated conversation. Children dart between stalls, laughter ringing out like bright bells. Your senses are alive, yet you strive to remain rooted in the steady rhythm of your breath and footsteps. Each inhale fills you with the vibrant energy of the scene. Each exhale releases tension and distraction. Some Zen monks practice walking meditation in busy places, precisely to train the mind to stay calm amidst chaos. They use the noise and movement not as obstacles, but as invitations to deepen their focus and presence. What would happen if you embraced distractions like this market, not fighting or avoiding them, but welcoming them with openness and returning to your center again and again? You notice the feel of the sandals on your feet, the steady contact with the ground beneath the ever-changing scene. With each step, you breathe in and out, anchoring your attention. A street musician begins to play a gentle melody on a flute, the notes weaving through the hum of the crowd. You pause for a moment, letting the music wash over you, blending with the rhythm of your steps and breath. The vibrant life around you no longer feels overwhelming, but alive and meaningful. A dance of sound, color, and motion that invites you to participate fully without losing yourself. The teacher's voice comes softly to mind. Wherever you walk, bring your heart and mind along. The path and the journey are one. You feel a gentle smile rise within you as you continue through the market, mindful of every sensation, thought, and feeling that arises. Your steps remain grounded, steady, and calm. The world flows around you, and you flow with it, present, aware, at peace. Section 4. Crossing the river facing. Challenges with steady balance and trust in your footing. You leave the lively market behind and find yourself approaching the edge of the village, where a wide river flows steadily, its surface glistening under the soft light of the afternoon sun. The sound of the water gently rushing over smooth stones fills the air, a calming melody after the bustling noise you've just left. You pause for a moment, feeling the cool breeze that rises from the river's edge, carrying with it the fresh, earthy scent of flowing water and damp moss. The Buddha taught that life often brings challenges like crossing a river. These challenges require balanced trust and the willingness to move forward despite uncertainty. The river before you is both beautiful and unpredictable. Sometimes calm and clear, other times swift and murky. To cross it is to engage with the unknown with courage and mindful awareness. You notice a simple wooden bridge arching gracefully over the water, worn smooth by countless footsteps. Its planks creak softly as you step onto them, each footfall a reminder to stay present and steady. The golden sandals feel the gentle give of the wood beneath your feet, grounding you, even as you traverse this threshold between what is familiar and what lies ahead. Some Zen monks meditate on crossing rivers as metaphors for life's transitions. They practice balance and mindfulness learning to trust their footing while remaining aware of the currents beneath. It's a dance of surrender and effort, where letting go and holding on must coexist. With every step on the bridge, you focus on your breath, inhaling deeply the cool river air and exhaling any tension. Your body feels balanced and calm, each movement deliberate yet relaxed. The river flows beneath you, a constant reminder that life, like water, is ever-changing. What would it mean to face your own challenges with this balance and trust? Could you move forward without fear, supported by the steady rhythm of your breath and the grounding touch of the earth? You pause halfway across and look down at the flowing water, sparkling as it journeys onward. The river carries leaves, twigs, and reflections of the sky, symbols of impermanence and change. You sense that, like the river, you too are part of a larger flow, moving through moments of ease and difficulty alike. The teacher's voice whispers gently in your heart. Balance is not about control, but about presence. Trust your steps, trust the river, trust yourself. You step forward with renewed confidence, feeling the warmth of the sun on your face and the support of the bridge beneath you. As you reach the other side, a deep sense of accomplishment and peace fills your chest. The path continues into a shaded forest, promising stillness and quiet wisdom. Section 5. The Forest Path. Embracing solitude and the quiet wisdom of nature's rhythms. You step off the bridge and enter a tranquil forest path, where sunlight filters softly through the dense canopy above, casting dappled shadows on the moss-covered ground. The air is cool and fragrant, with the scent of pine needles and earth mingled with the faint aroma of wildflowers. As you walk slowly along the winding trail, the sounds of the village fade into a distant murmur, replaced by the gentle rustling of leaves and the occasional song of a bird perched high in the trees. The Buddha taught that solitude and connection with nature offer powerful opportunities for reflection and renewal. In the quiet embrace of the forest, you can turn inward and listen deeply to the sounds around you, the sensations within, and the rhythms of your breath and footsteps. You notice the sensation of the golden sandals against the soft forest floor, the gentle press of your soles against the cool moss, the crunch of twigs and fallen leaves beneath each step. Your breathing slows to match the peaceful cadence of the woods. Some Zen monks retreat to forests like this for periods of meditation and contemplation, finding that the natural world reveals subtle truths about impermanence, interconnection, and the unfolding of life. You pause beside an ancient tree, its gnarled roots twisting over stones and soil, its bark rough yet warm with age. The tree stands as a silent witness to countless seasons, weathering storms and basking in sunlight, offering shelter and life to many creatures. You reach out and touch its trunk, feeling the pulse of enduring life beneath your fingertips. What would it feel like to embody the tree's steady presence, rooted yet flexible, resilient yet open to change? You continue walking, noticing small details you might have missed before: a spider's web glistening with dew, a cluster of mushrooms nestled in a shaded nook, the delicate flutter of a butterfly's wings. Each detail feels like a gentle invitation to be fully present, to savor the richness of the moment. The forest path bends, leading you to a quiet clearing where sunlight pours in like liquid gold. You sit on a smooth stone, closing your eyes and tuning into the symphony of the forest, the rustling leaves, the distant call of a woodpecker, the whisper of a gentle breeze. The Buddha's teaching of mindfulness echoes softly in your mind, to be here fully and gently, without judgment or distraction, to notice each breath, each sound, each feeling as it arises and passes. As you breathe deeply, you feel a sense of spaciousness opening within, a calm center from which life's challenges and joys can be met with equanimity. The golden sandals remind you that each step you take, whether in solitude or among others, can be a mindful practice, a moving meditation guiding you toward peace. You rise slowly from the clearing, carrying the forest's quiet wisdom with you, as you continue along the path. Section 6. The Mountain Climb. Cultivating perseverance and insight amidst effort and struggle. The forest path begins to steepen as you approach the base of a towering mountain, its peak veiled in wisps of mist. The golden sandals carry you steadily forward, each step purposeful yet gentle, navigating the rocky incline. The air grows cooler, tinged with the scent of pine and crisp earth, inviting you to breathe deeply and steady your pace. The Buddha taught that perseverance is a vital part of the path to wisdom and peace. Life's journey often demands effort and courage, especially when faced with challenges that test our resolve. The mountain climb is a metaphor for this inner journey, a test of endurance, focus, and insight. You notice how your muscles engage with each step, balancing strength and flexibility. Your breath deepens naturally, matching the rhythm of your ascent. The sandals provide firm contact with the uneven ground, grounding you, even as the path winds steeply upward. Some Zen monks undertake arduous mountain pilgrimages, seeing each step as an opportunity for mindful effort and self-discovery. They understand that struggle and stillness coexist, and that insight often arises through patient perseverance. What would it mean for you to embrace your own challenges with such steady attention? Could you welcome difficulty as a teacher rather than an obstacle? As you climb, the mist thickens, softening the landscape and blurring distant views. Yet, you remain focused on each footfall, each breath cultivating a calm presence amid uncertainty. You feel a quiet strength growing within a steady flame that does not flicker with the shifting weather or terrain. The mountain demands respect, but also offers wisdom to those who listen. The golden sandals seem to absorb the earth's energy, sending a gentle pulse through your legs and back. You are both grounded and lifted, connected to the mountain and to yourself. The Buddha's teaching of right effort comes to mind, the balanced cultivation of diligence, without strain, perseverance, without force. You pause on a rocky outcrop, catching your breath and looking back over the path you've traveled. The forest stretches behind you like a patchwork quilt of greens and browns, while clouds drift lazily over the distant hills. The climb is not easy, but neither is it a battle. It is a dance of will and surrender, strength and softness. You take a moment to feel gratitude for your body, your breath, and the steady sandals that carry you forward. The path continues upward, promising new perspectives and deeper insight. Section 7. The Sunset Trail. Reflecting on impermanence and the beauty of each moment's passing. As you continue your ascent, the sun begins its slow descent, casting a warm amber glow across the mountain trail. The sky above is painted in soft hues of pink and gold, the clouds drifting lazily in the gentle evening breeze. Each step you take on the rocky path is quiet and deliberate, your golden sandals tapping softly against the stones, grounding you in this fleeting moment. The Buddha taught that impermanence is the nature of all things, that every moment arises and passes away, never to return in the same form. The setting sun and the shifting colors of the sky offer a vivid reminder of this truth, inviting you to embrace the beauty of each passing moment. You pause to watch the horizon, where the sun dips lower, its light shimmering on distant peaks and valleys. The warmth on your skin begins to fade, replaced by the coolness of twilight. The world feels simultaneously vast and intimate, a breathtaking reminder of life's constant flow. Some Zen practitioners meditate on sunsets, seeing in them a powerful symbol of the ephemeral nature of existence. They learn to appreciate the moment's fullness precisely because it is temporary, a gentle invitation to let go of attachment and fear. What would it be like to carry this awareness into your everyday life? To find peace in knowing that every joy, every sorrow, every breath is part of a continuous unfolding. As the shadows lengthen, you notice the delicate dance of light and dark on the mountainside, the way the fading sun casts its long, soft shadows that mingle with pools of twilight. Each movement is graceful and impermanent, a visual poem of change. Your breath slows naturally, deepening with the evening air. You feel the rhythm of your heartbeat align with the quiet pulse of the dusk, steady and calm. The golden sandals seem to glow softly in the fading light, a reminder that mindful steps can carry you through both light and shadow. The teacher's voice comes gently to your heart. To walk the path with awareness is to dance with impermanence, to find joy in every fleeting moment. You continue along the sunset trail, each step a meditation on presence, gratitude, and acceptance. The mountain's silence deepens as stars begin to emerge, twinkling faintly overhead like distant lanterns. You feel a profound connection to the vast, changing world and to the stillness that underlies it all. Section 8. Returning home. Bringing mindful steps into everyday life. Grounded and peaceful, the trail begins to wind gently downward as the first stars appear in the deepening twilight, their soft twinkle a delicate contrast to the fading hues of sunset. The golden sandals carry you steadily along the path, each step measured and mindful, as if the earth itself is guiding your way back home. The Buddha taught that the practice of mindfulness is not confined to retreats or quiet moments alone. It is meant to be carried into every part of daily life. The journey up the mountain, with its lessons of presence and perseverance, now invites you to bring that same mindful attention into your everyday steps. As you walk, you reflect on the path you've traveled. The quiet forest, the flowing river, the climb and the sunset trail. And you sense how each moment has woven into your being a deeper calm and clarity. The golden sandals are more than mere footwear now. They are a symbol of your mindful journey, a reminder that peace is found in every step taken with awareness. You notice the familiar sights of your village. Emerging as you near its edge, the soft glow of lanterns and windows, the faint chatter of neighbors winding down their day, the smell of wood smoke curling gently in the cool night air. Yet, you walk through these ordinary scenes with a new sense of presence, seeing them as if for the first time. The gentle curve of a roofline, the flicker of candlelight, the quiet rhythm of life settling into rest. The Buddha's teaching on sati mindfulness reminds you to maintain this awareness beyond your journey. It is a practice of returning again and again to the present moment, of grounding yourself in the here and now amid life's distractions. What would it feel like to walk through your daily routines with this gentle attention? Could you bring the calm of the mountain path into your conversations, your work, your quiet moments at home? You pause by a small garden, the moonlight casting soft shadows on blooming flowers. You breathe deeply, feeling the earth beneath your feet, the cool night air filling your lungs. Each breath is a reminder of the continuity of life, the steady presence that sustains you. The golden sandals feel light and comfortable, as if they have become part of you. They carry you not just across the ground, but through the ebb and flow of thoughts, feelings, and experiences. The village sleeps around you, but your mind is awake and calm, resting in the spaciousness you have cultivated on your journey. The teacher's voice comes softly. Wherever you go, walk with mindfulness and kindness. Your steps become your meditation, your path to peace. You take your final steps tonight, feeling gratitude for the journey and the lessons carried in every mindful footfall. Your breath slows further, your body softens, and you rest in the knowing that peace is always within reach, one step at a time. As your breath slows, feel every worry melt away, like morning mist under the gentle sun. The journey you've taken tonight through forest, river, mountain, and village has brought you home to this moment, vast and still. Imagine the golden sandals resting softly within your heart, a symbol of mindful presence and steady peace. They remind you that every step you take can be a meditation, a gentle act of care for yourself and the world around you. There is nothing to fix, nothing to chase. There is only the calm rhythm of your breath, the soft earth beneath your feet, and the spaciousness of this peaceful moment. If your eyes grow heavy, let them close now. Let your body relax deeply, sinking into rest and renewal. You are safe. You are whole. You are deeply, deeply at peace. Good night. Sleep well. May your dreams be filled with gentle footsteps and quiet wisdom. Story 7. Zen Stories for Sleep Vertical Bar. The old bell tower echoes of silence and wisdom. Section 1. The bell tower awakens. You enter the ancient bell tower hearing the first quiet echoes of dawn. Hey guys, tonight we're going to explore some timeless Zen stories that have helped people find peace and relaxation for centuries. If your mind's been racing all day, these tales might gently pull you back to the stillness waiting within. Imagine yourself stepping softly through the ancient wooden doors of an old bell tower at dawn. The air is cool and crisp, carrying the faint scent of cedar and stone. Outside, the first pale light of morning filters through the trees, and inside the silence is deep, almost tangible, a quiet breath held by the ages. In our busy lives, it's easy to forget that calm isn't out there. It's already yours to uncover. So before you get comfortable, take a moment to like the video and subscribe, but only if you genuinely enjoy what I do here. And I'd love to know where you're listening from tonight. Drop your location and local time in the comments so we can share this moment together across the world. Now dim the lights, maybe turn on a fan for that soft background hum, and let's ease into tonight's journey together. You climb the narrow wooden stairs, each step creaking softly beneath your feet. The old bell hangs suspended in the center of the tower, its weathered bronze surface etched with stories and symbols from centuries past. It is massive and silent now, resting in the hush of the early morning. You reach out and run your hand along the bell's cool, smooth surface. It feels both ancient and alive, a keeper of echoes and time. You take a deep breath and listen to the silence around you, to the stillness that holds the space between moments. The Buddha taught that silence is not empty, but full. That in silence, wisdom can emerge, and the restless mind can find rest. The bell's silence between tolls is where its true power lies. A reminder that stillness is as vital as sound. Some Zen monks sit for hours in silent meditation, facing a wall or the open sky, simply watching their thoughts drift by without attachment. The bell's quiet mirrors this practice, a pause that opens space for insight and peace. What would happen if you let your mind rest in silence rather than filling every moment with noise and distraction? Could you hear your own wisdom in the spaces between thoughts? You hear the soft creak of the wooden tower swaying gently in the breeze. Outside, a few birds begin their morning songs, a delicate chorus that rises slowly with the sun. You sit quietly beside the bell, feeling the steady rhythm of your breath and the heartbeat of the ancient tower. Time seems to slow each second, stretching into a calm eternity. The bell awaits its call, patient and still, a symbol of presence and timelessness. Section 2. The Silent Bell. Discovering wisdom in the bell's silence between each resounding toll. You settle deeper into the quiet presence of the old bell tower, sitting cross-legged on the worn wooden floor. The morning light has grown warmer, filtering softly through narrow windows, casting gentle beams onto the bell's smooth surface. Though the bell remains still and silent, its presence feels alive, an ancient heart waiting to speak. The Buddha taught that true wisdom often emerges not in words or sounds, but in the silent spaces that surround them. The bell's power lies not just in its ringing, but in the vast stillness between each toll. A sacred pause that invites reflection and calm. You close your eyes and imagine the bell ringing its deep, resonant sound, rolling across the valley, echoing through forests and fields. The sound is rich and full, a call to awaken from distraction and restlessness. But then the bell's tone fades, dissolving into silence. That silence is not empty. It is filled with possibility. It is the space where mind and heart can settle, where clarity can arise like a quiet dawn. Some Zen monks practice listening meditation, focusing intently on sounds and the silences between them. They learn that what is not said often holds more meaning than what is spoken. The gaps between noise become gateways to stillness. What would it feel like to listen not only to the sounds around you, but also to the silences within? Could you find peace in the pauses, in the moments when thought ceases and presence takes over? As you breathe slowly, your mind softens. You become aware of subtle sounds, the faint rustle of leaves beyond the tower, the distant song of a bird, the quiet settling of the earth. The bell, though silent, seems to pulse with this gentle life. Its surface reflects the changing light, the passing hours, the steady flow of time. The teacher's voice comes softly to your heart. Between the tolls lies the deepest wisdom, the stillness that holds all sound. You feel your breath lengthen your body, relax your thoughts, floating away like mist on a morning breeze. In this silence, you find a deep well of calm, a place untouched by worry or hurry. The bell's silent presence becomes a mirror for your own mind, steady, vast, open. You sit in this sacred space, wrapped in quiet, allowing the silence to fill you with gentle strength. Section 3. The Watchful Monk. Meeting a monk who teaches patience through quiet observation and stillness. The quiet stillness of the bell tower surrounds you as you rise and move toward a narrow doorway leading to a small chamber adjacent to the main hall. Here, a lone monk sits in serene meditation, his eyes closed, but his presence profoundly alert. He is an embodiment of patience and mindful awareness, a quiet guardian of the tower's ancient wisdom. You step quietly beside him, settling down in a comfortable spot where you can observe without disturbing. The monk's breathing is slow, and even his posture upright, yet relaxed. His hands rest gently in his lap, palms upward, fingers lightly touching. The atmosphere is thick with calm, a palpable energy that invites you to slow your mind and deepen your own presence. The Buddha taught that patience is a key virtue on the path to awakening. It is not merely waiting, but an active, compassionate engagement with the present moment, even when it is uncomfortable or challenging. The watchful monk embodies this patience, showing how still observation can become a powerful practice of self-awareness and peace. Some Zen masters describe patience as a form of deep listening, not just to external sounds, but to the subtle rhythms of body and mind. They sit quietly witnessing their thoughts, emotions, and sensations as passing clouds without clinging or resistance. You watch the monk's face soften, a subtle smile touching his lips. It is a smile born not of joy or sorrow, but of profound understanding, a reflection of being fully here, fully alive in each breath and moment. What if you could cultivate this kind of patient awareness in your own life? Could you meet difficulty and distraction with the same gentle attention, allowing them to arise and pass without judgment? You feel the rhythm of your own breath slow to match the monk's steady cadence. Your heart beats quietly, a calm drum beneath the surface of your awareness. The air around you is cool and still, carrying the faint scent of incense that lingers like a thread connecting past and present. The teacher's voice whispers softly, "Patience is not passive. It is the strength to remain open and present no matter what arises." You sense that in the monk's quiet watchfulness lies a profound wisdom, that peace comes not from escaping life's storms, but from embracing them with clear, compassionate presence. As your eyes close gently, you imagine sitting beside the monk, sharing in this space of stillness and patient observation. Thoughts come and go, but you rest in the awareness beyond them, like a lake undisturbed by ripples. The old bell tower stands as a silent witness, its echoes of wisdom reverberating through time, inviting you to slow to watch and to be fully present. Section 4. The Echoing Path. walking a stone path where each step carries the bell's lingering resonance. You rise gently from the chamber where the watchful monk sits, carrying with you the calm and patience you've shared in this sacred space. Stepping back into the bell tower's main room, your footsteps fall softly on the ancient wooden floor. The space feels alive, with history layers of silent prayers, whispered wisdom, and the gentle tolling of the bell long since past. You move toward the exit and step onto a narrow stone path that winds down from the tower's base. The path is cool beneath your feet, flecked with moss and strewn with fallen leaves that crunch lightly as you walk. Each step sends a soft echo into the quiet air, reverberating off the walls of the nearby buildings and the towering trees that guard the way. The Buddha taught that every action, no matter how small, leaves an imprint, ripples in the fabric of existence. Walking mindfully aware of each step's sound and sensation, you learn to appreciate how even a single footfall can echo far beyond the immediate moment. Some Zen monks practice walking meditation on echoing paths, just like this, listening deeply to the sound their feet make on stone or earth. They learn to follow the resonance, letting it draw their attention inward, grounding them in the present. You notice how your breath synchronizes with the rhythm of your footsteps, the steady in and out, matching the gentle cadence of your footfalls. The echoes seem to carry not just sound, but presence itself, lingering softly in the cool morning air. What if your own footsteps could become a mantra, a repeated reminder of your journey through life with mindfulness and grace? As you walk, the path curves alongside a quiet stream, its water bubbling softly over smooth rocks. The gentle murmur blends with the echoes of your steps, creating a symphony of sound and silence, movement and stillness. You pause to watch a leaf drifting lazily on the stream's surface, carried gently by the current. It reminds you of the transient nature of all things, the flowing of time, the shifting of thoughts and feelings. The teacher's voice whispers in your heart. Each step echoes beyond the moment. Walk with care, for your presence touches all around you. You continue along the path, mindful of every sensation, the touch of cool air on your skin, the subtle sway of branches overhead, the scent of damp earth and pine. The echoes of your footsteps grow softer as you reach a small bridge crossing the stream. You pause to look down into the clear water where pebbles glisten like scattered jewels beneath the surface. You feel a deep connection to this place, a space where sound and silence, motion and stillness meet in harmonious balance. As you step off the bridge and follow the path back toward the village, you carry with you the lingering resonance of your mindful journey. Your footsteps become a quiet song, a gentle affirmation of presence and peace. Section 5. The wind's voice. Listening to the wind as a messenger of change and impermanence. The path leads you beyond the bridge and into a grove where the trees sway gently in the breeze. You pause, feeling the soft rustle of leaves overhead, the subtle shift of air moving through branches and grasses. The wind whispers around you, sometimes a playful murmur, sometimes a steady sigh, and carries with it a sense of timelessness and change. The Buddha taught that impermanence is the essence of all existence. Just as the wind never stays in one place, so too are all things in constant motion, thoughts, emotions, seasons, and even life itself. To listen deeply to the wind is to attune yourself to this fundamental truth, finding peace in the acceptance of change. You close your eyes and breathe slowly, tuning into the wind's voice. It is not loud or commanding, but gentle, persistent, a soft reminder that nothing remains fixed and that flow is natural. The air feels cool and fresh against your skin, carrying with it the subtle sense of earth and flowers. Some Zen practitioners use wind meditation as a way to experience the present moment. They become aware of the wind's touch, its sound, and its movement, allowing themselves to be carried along with its rhythm rather than resisting. Through this, they cultivate a deep sense of surrender and openness. What if you listen to the whispers of change in your own life, welcoming impermanence instead of fearing it? Could you find freedom in letting go? As the wind stirs the branches, you notice how leaves dance gracefully, falling in swirling patterns to the ground. Each leaf's journey is unique, yet part of a larger, unfolding cycle, a dance of arrival and departure, growth and release. The teacher's voice murmurs softly in your heart, like the wind life moves in endless cycles. Peace arises when you flow with its current. You feel your breath deepen, matching the wind's ebb and flow. Your mind softens, no longer grasping, but opening wide to the vastness around you. The golden light filters through the trees, dappling the forest floor and illuminating tiny motes of dust floating in the air. The world feels alive with change, yet steady in its endless transformation. You walk slowly through the grove, each step light and attentive. The wind carries your worries away, scattering them like leaves caught in a gentle breeze. You sense a quiet joy in being part of this living, moving world, one that never stays the same, yet always holds you in its embrace. As you leave the grove and continue on your way, the wind's voice lingers in your ears and heart, a whispered invitation to embrace the flow and rest in the wisdom of impermanence. Section 6. The Empty Courtyard. Finding peace in an open courtyard, empty, yet full of presence. As you leave the whispering grove behind, the path opens onto a wide, empty courtyard framed by ancient stone walls, their surfaces worn smooth by countless seasons. The sun hangs low in the sky, casting long shadows that stretch like fingers across the weathered cobblestones. Here, in this still and open space, the world seems to pause, inviting you to slow breathe and rest. The Buddha taught that spaciousness and stillness are the foundations of true peace. Just as an empty courtyard holds the potential for anything to enter and pass through your mind, too can become a vast, open space, free from cluttered judgments and distractions. You step carefully onto the cool stones, feeling the texture beneath your golden sandals. The courtyard feels both vast and intimate, a sanctuary where the silence speaks loudly. Each breath you take seems to expand this space within you, creating room for calm and clarity. Some Zen practitioners meditate in such courtyards, sitting quietly as they allow thoughts and sensations to arise and dissolve without grasping. The emptiness is not a void, but a fertile ground where insight and compassion can grow. What would it mean for you to cultivate this spaciousness in your own mind? Could you let go of the mental noise and rest deeply in the open silence beneath? You find a low stone bench and sit down, feeling your body soften with the support beneath you. The air is still except for the faint rustle of leaves carried by a distant breeze. Your breath slows naturally each inhale, drawing peace in each exhale, releasing tension. The teacher's voice whispers gently, "In emptiness lies fullness. In stillness, the heart finds its true home." You close your eyes and imagine your thoughts as clouds passing across an open sky. Here, they're moving on without resistance. The courtyard becomes a metaphor for your inner space, vast, clear, and welcoming. As you rest in this open silence, you sense the deep wisdom of letting go, the freedom that comes from releasing the need to fill every moment with noise or activity. The golden sandals feel light and comfortable, a symbol of your mindful journey through presence and spaciousness. Time seems to stretch the quiet, holding you gently like a warm embrace. You feel connected to the ancient stones, to the breath of the earth beneath you, and to the vastness within. When you open your eyes, the courtyard remains still and peaceful, a sacred place you can return to whenever you need. You rise slowly, carrying this spaciousness in your heart as you prepare to continue. Section 7. The Twilight Chime. Reflecting on the bell's call at dusk, a reminder of the day's passing. The sun begins to set, casting a warm golden glow over the quiet courtyard. The sky is painted with hues of pink-orange and deepening blue, signaling the close of day and the gentle approach of evening. The air cools softly, carrying the scent of distant blossoms and the earth's subtle musk after a long day. You settle yourself once again near the old bell tower, the bell's silhouette outlined against the fading light. The ancient bronze bell waits patiently, its surface catching the last rays of the sun, as if glowing from within. The world holds its breath, anticipating the bell's call at dusk. The Buddha taught that the passing of time is a precious reminder of impermanence, urging us to cherish each moment while letting go gracefully of what is ending. The twilight chime echoes this teaching, a sound both solemn and sweet, marking the transition from day to night, from activity to rest. As the bell's rope is drawn, the deep, resonant tone begins to fill the evening air. The sound rolls slowly across the village, a low vibration that seems to ripple through the trees, over rooftops, and across fields. It carries with it a timeless message. All things arise, and all things pass away. You close your eyes and let the chime wash over you, feeling its vibration resonate in your chest and settle deep into your bones. The sound fades slowly, leaving behind a profound silence that feels alive with possibility. Some Zen monks meditate on the bell's chime at dusk, using it as a call to return to presence, to gather scattered thoughts, to let go of the day's burdens, and to prepare for rest and renewal. What if you allowed each day's end to be a mindful pause, a moment to reflect, release, and embrace the flow of time without resistance? You breathe deeply, the cool evening air filling your lungs and calming your mind. The sky darkens gently, stars beginning to twinkle faintly overhead, each a tiny beacon of light in the vast night. The teacher's voice comes softly, like the echo of the bell itself. Each chime is an invitation: return home to the present, to the stillness that awaits. You feel your thoughts slow, your heart softening. The world outside fades gently, and you rest in the warm embrace of twilight's calm. The golden sandals rest quietly by your side, symbols of the mindful journey you have walked today, the steps taken with intention, presence, and grace. As the last light slips beneath the horizon, you carry the bell's message deep within. Life is fleeting, precious, and beautiful in its impermanence. Section 8. The Last Echo. Resting in the silence after the bell, embracing stillness and wisdom within. The last echoes of the bell's chime fade slowly into the quiet night, leaving a profound silence that seems to hold the entire world in a gentle embrace. You sit still, feeling the resonance of the sound linger softly within your chest and mind, like ripples fading across a still pond. The ancient bell tower stands sentinel beside you, its time-worn stones bathed in the silver light of the moon, which casts delicate shadows across the courtyard. The Buddha taught that after the final sound fades, there is a space, a vast, silent presence that holds all things. This silence is not empty, but full of wisdom and peace, a resting place where the restless mind can find stillness and clarity. It is the echo of the bell's message, the heart of the teaching itself. You close your eyes and breathe deeply, feeling your body relax into the quiet. Each breath is slow and steady, like the rhythmic sway of a gentle tide. Your thoughts drift like clouds across a vast sky, present yet untethered, passing without disturbance or grasping. Some Zen masters speak of this last echo as the moment beyond sound, beyond thought, where the true nature of reality reveals itself. It is a place beyond time, where past and future dissolve and only the eternal present remains. What would it feel like to rest in this silence regularly, to know that beneath all noise, all activity, there is a peaceful stillness always accessible? You sense the cool night air against your skin, the faint scent of jasmine and earth, and the distant call of a night bird. The world feels vast and intimate. All at once, a living tapestry woven from sound and silence, motion and stillness. The golden sandals beside you are silent companions. Now their presence a quiet reminder of the mindful journey you have walked. They carry the imprint of every step taken with care, every breath aligned with presence. The teacher's voice whispers softly in your heart. In the silence after the last echo lies the infinite peace you seek. Rest here and know yourself. You feel a deep warmth spread through your chest, a calm radiating outward like the gentle glow of a lantern in the dark. This peace is not fragile, but enduring a steady flame that cannot be extinguished by external storms. Your breath slows further, your body sinking deeply into relaxation. You feel held safe and whole, connected to the timeless wisdom that flows through all things. The moonlight fades softly as your eyelids grow heavy. You drift gently toward restful sleep carried by the last whispers of the bell and the infinite stillness within. As your breath grows slow and steady, feel every tension, every worry dissolve like mist at dawn. The silence after the bell's echo wraps around you, a vast, gentle ocean of calm and clarity. Imagine the old bell's sound fading into the quiet depths of your heart, where peace is always present, steady and unshaken. This silence, this stillness, is your true home. There is no need to chase or fix anything. There is only the soft, endless presence of now. If your eyes feel heavy, let them close. Let your body soften completely, sinking into the restful embrace of the night. You are safe. You are whole. You are deeply, deeply at peace. Good night. Sleep well. May your dreams be filled with gentle echoes and quiet wisdom.